Sorry.
75. Good morning and welcome to the 10 Cents Podcast. I'm your host, Brian. This is episode 75. Well, had a good weekend so far, right, Mick?
Yeah, I can't complain at all. We've got it, and we'll see what happens today with the Cardinals. And I've got a special little, I'm gonna have to say a few things about the Cardinals today. I've got a mea culpa, so we'll get to that when we get to that. But yes, so far so good.
Everyone out there in YouTube land, I'm sure you can see a little light here on the show today. We've had a couple people out not feeling well. Luda, get well after your surgery. And Rick's coming to us from San Diego. Should be on a flight or back home already, but flight got delayed. So anyways, let's get this thing started. We'll kick it off in the NFL. Let's talk a little bit about week 4 and what happened last week. Let's get your thoughts and overreactions.
So I guess we'll start with me.
Sure.
As you guys know, I'm a Cardinal pessimist and a fan and whatever I am. So far, so good, but we've seen this before. We saw it with the Steelers. Right now, we're the top ranked team in the league. So I have to say, Renee, you're right. I was speaking bad about D-Hop, and I still stand by he's got to get me to the playoffs, but I'm going to back off on that. And Kyler has done his thing, so I will back off on that as well. But the season is still young. I'm still remainingly cautiously pessimistic, but I like what we're doing right now. We'll see if it lasts. I think today will be a test. I honestly think that these division games, it doesn't matter. I know Garoppolo's out. They've got a rookie quarterback, but this is going to come down to the end, and this can go either way against the Niners today.
Okay, but you guys' defense is really, really good right now. So with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, defense is flying to the ball, man.
It definitely make him make a lot of mistakes because he's a rookie. Might not be used to seeing some of that.
And you're without your tight end, right, this week, Renee?
Yep.
I believe I saw that
he's
your
out
tight end's out this week.
He's got that factor though. He can run. He can, when everybody's accounted for, he's unaccounted for, and he can move the sticks with his legs. And you can't plan for. It's hard to plan for that as a defense. So
yeah, I have a feeling your defense comes out and says, "Beat us with your arm."
That's what I would do. Vance Joseph. I hope you're listening.
All right. Anything else? Anything else taken away from last week, week 4? That you saw, whether that be Monday night game this previous week or anything like that. We could also talk
Russell Wilson getting hurt. What do you think? How you think that's going to affect the?
Man, I think the Seahawks are. I mean, they're in the bottom right now, right? At 2-3 after losing Thursday night.
I think they're above us. I think we're 1-4.
No, you guys are 2-2, so you guys are considered better record right now. But
ride out with Geno Smith. They don't want to pick up Cam Newton.
Yeah. Did you see that thing I posted yesterday?
Yeah, I saw that. But still,
4 teams. They need to.
How does Geno Smith still have a job?
Well, he actually looked decent when he came in. He looked decent when he came in.
All right.
Well, he did
a good couple drives.
Right. And I would say right now, I mean, trying to bring a quarterback in, 6 games into the season, 6 weeks into the season is kind of tough to get them even acclimated to do anything. I mean, you could bring him in and he'd at least be the backup, but still going to take some time. You got to ride with Geno at this point and see if the rest of the team can show up. But I'll say this, watching that game the other night, the Seattle defense looks slow to me.
Yeah,
like Jamal Adams is out of place numerous times. I mean, I know that he's always been the guy who will come up and try to stuff the run and all that, but man, send somebody at him and he can't stay with anybody. It seems like
this isn't the Legion of Boom anymore. Does anybody know how long Russell's going to be out? I haven't seen anything.
They're saying 4 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say 6.
Minimum 4 weeks, but they're saying possibly 8. He had
is that a broken finger?
Yeah. And he has some torn ligaments.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of the thing with Jamal Adams, he was on a shitty team with the Jets, so he was like their best player playing with a bunch of mediocre players. So now that he was with a better team, he just kind of looks like average.
But that's
he doesn't look like the guy he looked like at the Jets.
He looks heavier. He looks stockier this year to me.
Yeah,
like
he does.
Than in years past too. He looked big. Maybe it's those damn highlighter uniforms they were wearing the other
Those
night.
are awful. Yeah,
he just looked bad.
Well,
Yeah.
So-
I was expecting him to play like Derwin James, and he's no Derwin James.
No,
Right.
he was an NFL player, an average NFL player, playing with a bunch of shitty NFL players, and now he's with everybody else like him. So he just looks like whatever.
What's your takeaway from the Patriots Bucks game?
My takeaway from the Patriots Bucks game.
Yeah,
Patriots
I
have a
thought
good
Brady was going to do
defense.
a lot better, but
Yeah,
it was raining as well.
Patriots have a good defense and such a good defense that they went ahead and traded away Gilmore.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think Belichick feels fine with his defense. It's whether or not the rookie continues to progress at.
They only got a 6
quarterback.
rounder for him.
That's the
Well,
crazy
that's-
thing, dude.
yeah.
That's we
Yeah,
all
that's
were on the
insane.
text going, I would have taken him for a 6 rounder.
I think
We always
anyone
said
would have
that.
at this point. Like,
Jeez.
Here's the thing though about that. I mean, I think their defense is good. I think they played lights out, because we've all been on teams
Yeah,
where guys
emotional.
left our team and we
Mhm.
wanted nothing better than to stick it to them. So I think they played above their heads. We'll see. They do have a great defense, and to your point, Belichick is that guy, and they let Gilmore go, but we'll see about that defense.
I'm
I'm
about to
reserving
let
judgment.
Gilmore go. Even if you have a great defense, he just makes you better.
That's true.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
me
I-
wonder, like, what the problem was. What exactly happened there?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel
All
like
right.
there's
Well,
something we don't know.
hey guys, before we get into week 5 predictions, let's go through your guys' top 5. The 10 cents top 5. Where are we at
Hmm.
right now?
Go
Mick,
ahead,
let's
Jamal.
start with you.
I guess I got to say, we're the only 4-0 team. Renee, based on your argument and the power rankings, let's put us at the top for now. I still like the Bills at 2. I think that they have today we're going to find out a lot about the Bills today. And we'll find out about the Chiefs today. So I'll put the Bills at 2. I'm going to move the Chiefs into the top 5. I'm going to put them at 4 now. At 3, I have the Bucks. And 5, I still like the Rams. I'll put the Rams at 5. Actually, I'm sorry. I'll put the Rams at 4. I'll put the Bucks at 3, and I'll put the Chiefs at 5. That's how I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm
Renee?
not mad at your list. I just think I would still move the Rams to like number 2. I still think they're the second best team, even though they just lost to the Cardinals. And then
Sure.
I think I'd go Bucks and then Bills and Chiefs right now.
Okay.
So it's the same teams, just a little different order. That's all.
All right. Ed?
Yeah.
Oh, Rick, go ahead, Rick.
Okay. I got the exact same teams, both of the guys, except I get that the Chiefs lost 2, but how about this? Okay, because the Chiefs lost 2, they're at 5 and the Bills are at 4. I was gonna put the Bills at the bottom of that 5, but that's fine. We'll see what they do today. So yeah, same top 3 definitely. It's gonna be Arizona Rams. I'm sorry, Arizona Bucks Rams.
Okay. Ed?
I got Arizona at number 1. Same thing, same teams, but I got Arizona number 1, Buffalo number 2, Rams number 3, Chiefs
or
or
Chiefs?
Bucks number 4, and Chiefs number 5. Yeah,
Okay. Seeing how you all have the same team. I mean,
And then
any
that's going to obviously maybe swap today if
right. There's
the Bucks and what happens with not the Bucks, the
the Bills and
Bills
Chiefs.
and Chiefs. Yeah,
Trap
Right.
game for Arizona today.
It
Could
like
be.
I said, you guys
They're
know,
home,
like,
right?
this is a division game. This is a division
Right.
game. This is going to come down to the end. This can go either way.
I was gonna go to your house, Jamal, but I got kids to watch today. I don't
Bring the
want to.
kids. I got
Yeah.
things for the kids.
I might just have to
got
do
it
that
all.
Will says he's coming. We'll see. That's always a 50-50
No, he's
Right.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
No, he's
50-50
not.
problem.
It's the same thing as like hearing somebody's going to be on this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm out.
I'm in. Yeah.
We're still waiting for Will to fill this
Be on the
first
podcast.
podcast
Yeah.
episode. So we'll see.
And I think we lost B Diddy after about the first 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think he did a good 5 or 6, and he was.
He
gone.
made it to the first shit show and then never
Gone.
hasn't showed up since.
Yeah.
Anyways, any thoughts though? I mean, I Chiefs being 2-2, I don't know. I mean, offense is still potent. Their defense though it's been suspect, and it still seems like it's suspect
Mhm.
every week. Any thoughts on the other?
Yeah, Cowboys might deserve to be in the top
LA
5 too.
team,
How
the
about you
other
guys with that?
LA team. I mean, the Chargers have looked
Chargers are
pretty
great, too.
good.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have.
they've looked solid.
I would have the
it-
Chargers in my next 5. Cowboys are obviously probably 6 or 7.
Right.
The only
I
thing
think-
holding them back is their defense. Also, that's the
Right,
problem with
right.
a lot of teams.
Right.
I was just gonna say they deserve. They're cracking that top five. They're right there.
Yeah,
Herbert is looking like the truth for sure.
Yeah.
He's looking
Yeah.
really, really nice. He's got that offense clicking. Those boys are playing well. It is the defense at this particular moment, but they're going to get that thing together. They'll be there towards the end of the year for sure.
Chargers
And
have a
that,
tough game today, though. They play against the Browns, so we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
that one's going to be a
Yeah,
good game.
the
I got
Browns.
Yeah,
You know
that's going to
who's-
be like 13-7.
You know who's not so sneakily good is Eckler. Like I didn't want to think he was good, but that
But
guy
he
is
is.
that guy is.
He's
solid.
got same.
can do it
but
all.
He's another guy, right? He needs to
Yeah.
stay healthy.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. He gets dinged up a lot.
Yeah.
So you got some really good. Let's go over the schedule real quick. So we got New York and Atlanta's going on right now. Before the
that's right.
podcast started, it was 17-0. The
It's like
Falcons.
20-3 right now.
Okay. We got Green Bay at Cincinnati. You got,
Green Bay.
let's see what happens, right? Well, the funny thing is Aaron Rodgers is 1-2 in his career against Cincinnati. And Cincinnati has
That doesn't
been
even make sense.
bad, right? The entire time Rodgers has been the quarterback for the Packers. So we'll see how things go there.
What'd you say the score
Alexander's
was
out.
right now?
It
20-3?
was, it was 20-3 Atlanta.
Oh.
Detroit, Minnesota. Can Detroit get off the snide today and pick up a W?
No.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, Minnesota's defense does not look
They
like
stink.
Yeah, but their
Minnesota's
offense
defense.
is so
like we said.
potent.
They got
The
weapons,
offense
though.
is potent. The
Yeah,
offense
it's
is
strong.
potent.
This is getting into a shootout.
And I will
And
say,
Kirk
man,
Cousins is
Detroit.
looking like an animal.
I will
He's
say
kinda
this though,
good.
but Detroit being 0-4, that Detroit's had some chances, right?
They had some tough games too.
they've
We
played
looked
some
at
tough
that
games.
schedule though, didn't we?
I
Renee?
know.
We looked
Yeah,
at
they
their
have a
schedule.
tough schedule, man.
Their
Their
schedule
schedule's
is
tough.
brutal. You would have thought that their schedule would be like
The Bucks.
Bucks
the
schedule.
Bucks schedule off
Sure.
of coming off a Super Bowl, but it's not. Denver at Pittsburgh.
I still take Denver. Pittsburgh just not.
Yeah,
Hey, you
that
know what?
felt-
I seen
that's
something
one
that
of
said
the-
It's in Pittsburgh though, so that's
Hold
the
on,
only
is
thing that
Teddy,
going
is Teddy
for.
Bridgewater playing today? Did he come back from
Worst
concussion?
quarterback in the league right
I
now.
don't,
I don't think so.
He's playing.
I think it's
Yeah,
I think
he was
it's
iffy.
luck starting.
Yeah.
Doesn't that feel like a
Then-
Thursday
then
night game though?
Pittsburgh-
Is anybody
Pittsburgh's
watching
gonna
that?
I'm not
I'm
watching it.
that.
If the highlights come on Red Zone, so be it.
Yeah,
But that's about it.
Exactly.
They're saying Big Ben might be the worst quarterback in the league this season.
Uh-huh.
He looks
Well,
like it.
He looks real
yeah.
bad.
He's
But
totally
this is
wrong.
Pittsburgh's
I'm
game,
giving
For
Right.
coming in
I'm
better
pulling my own
shape.
receipt.
There you
I
go.
said Big Ben. I think it was me and Jamal.
Throw me on
Said
that
Big
receipt.
Ben's
Let's
gonna be
let's
best
split that
quarterback
tab.
in that
Ed.
division.
Let's
Yeah,
split that
man.
tab.
You guys
Man,
can't
that
split
one
the
fucking
tab.
backfired.
Yeah, let's
Well,
split the tab.
all the talk was how how much better in shape he was this year. He really
He was on the Tom Brady diet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
but he looks like he forgot how
Wow.
to move in the pocket and hold the ball.
Yeah, no, I agree. He looks bad.
yeah. You got Miami at Tampa. I think it's another win for Tampa. New Orleans at the Washington football team.
I'm gonna
Rick,
take what you know what,
Jameis?
if they couldn't beat the Giants, they ain't beating Washington.
I don't know what happened last week, but James comes back this week.
Are you still on the Jameis Winston
Damn.
wagon, Rick?
Like I said, man, I'm on the end. Okay, I'm making
All right.
sure that there's coal in the front, so it keeps moving just a little bit.
Wait, you might have moved to the caboose. Or are you still? Are you in the mid car? You're in caboose. Where?
No.
Where are you?
No, I'm a little bit. What's further back behind the mid car? I wanted everybody else to shine.
What's the very
I wanted
last?
them to see what
What's the
the
very
Servant
last
car?
one? He's ready to
the
jump.
very last one is the caboose.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well, there we are.
you might be on the
I'm-
caboose. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm on
I
the
have-
tail end of the caboose. I'm on the oos.
I
Yeah,
have
the
Winston
caboose.
as one of my backup fantasy quarterbacks, and I'm only going to use him when my starter's out. As
Yeah.
of now,
On a bye.
Yeah,
pretty
on a
much.
bye, exactly.
You better go get
All
another
right.
backup quarterback.
All right. Hey, Rick.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Eagles at Carolina. Ricky.
He's on mute.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to unmute this.
That's all
Eagles at Carolina.
Uh-huh.
All right. So no McCaffrey. Who's their quarterback right now? Oh, it's Darnold.
Darnold.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right. Yeah,
McCaffrey's out
We're gonna win
again?
this one.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's
but this is,
hamstring.
not come back.
is it still humid? It's still humid in Carolina, isn't
He
it?
practiced, but they want to give
It
him
is.
one more week to make sure the hammy doesn't.
It's still humid in Carolina.
I need to make some moves
Still
in
warm.
real quick.
Yeah, no, we
So
got this one.
you're saying you got this one.
Yeah, we got this one. We're good.
Oh, okay. That Carolina
final
defense is
answer?
pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna win by at least 10.
Jesus.
Wow.
When you start
Wow.
putting numbers on it, that's when I start getting skeptical.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I've been wrong a few times, but I've been right a lot. It's all good. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
there
it.
you go. We can never always be right. That's for sure.
Nope.
There it is.
No, I kind
I'm
of
not
got the
scared.
Eagles too. I think they're gonna pull an upset. Might be a trap game for the Panthers.
Could be.
Upset.
Could be.
I like the Eagles today too, actually.
Wow, look at this.
Look at Rick's all
That's
happy.
when I,
man.
that's,
Leave
that's
it
when I
Sam's
start.
on.
That's when I
Facebook,
start
we
getting
know you-
nervous when everybody else is on it. That's when I.
Yeah,
No.
because you like to zig when we zag, right?
Yeah, I do. I like to ride alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, don't worry. You are with Jameis. Go ahead. Go ahead and sit in that caboose. The oos.
All
Yeah.
right.
Big old caboose.
Chicago, Vegas. What do you guys
That's
think?
That's a good
That's
game.
in Vegas,
I got,
right?
It's in Vegas. It's in
yeah,
Vegas.
and
so
your
Fields
boy
is
is getting his
starting.
first start. But
Chicago,
I got the
huh?
Raiders.
Versus, I got the Raiders.
Wait, I
yeah.
thought didn't Field start last week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
did.
but he's like officially named the
Oh,
starter
he's
from here on
it's
out.
his job.
Right. It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
that's good for his confidence. They liked what they saw. I didn't watch the game last week. I heard there was a lot of good things to be taken away, but I'm still on the Raiders train too.
Yeah,
So-
at the crib. I like the Raiders at the crib.
Jaguars gonna beat the Texans.
It's possible.
Wait. No.
Oh.
The Jags are playing the Titans.
Oh, Titans. I mean, yeah,
That's
I'm
not
saying.
possible.
That's
You know,
not
they-
going to happen.
New England's playing Houston.
Yeah.
That's a
You got Patriots versus Texans.
Texans about to
That's
get their
two-
first
that's-
win.
That's
Mm.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But-
You know what
but
Bill
with that
does to
being
rookies.
said, I think that Titans
I'm
game
more
is gonna be
concerned
closer.
like who's gonna get their first win.
Oh, I
Texans
think
or
Rick, I
Lions?
agree with you. I think Titans and Jags will be a closer game.
Yeah.
than-
They
than-
always
I
play
think-
tough. It doesn't matter
do.
the record.
They
Well,
do,
that
but
and then, like-
Jacksonville's shown a little bit here and there. I mean,
Yeah.
Julio Jones is still hurt.
Still young.
Jamal.
yeah, Julio's still out.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
division
Brown's
rival.
back though. I think Brown's back. though
Brown's
this
back. But I think
So-
Ryan
I think-
Tannehill fixes. He fixes some things today because he hasn't been right. I think he fixes some things today. I like the Titans. I think it'll be close, but I like the Titans today.
week. All right.
I need him to make some things right
Just a
because I've
little-
had Wilson in on my team,
Just a
my other
quick
league,
question.
Uh-huh.
this whole time, and
About-
I've sat him to play Tannehill.
Okay.
Just a question about Julio Jones, like Hall of Fame wise, because I think a lot of people think he is, and I'm not sure. I'm trying to see like where's the barometer of which receiver you would, you know what I mean?
Like compare
There you
him
go.
to.
Yeah,
Isn't
that was-
AB? Isn't the AB the barometer for Julio Jones?
I would say
Hey, Brown's
so.
not in the Hall of Fame.
No, I know, but if you're saying, you're saying who in the Hall of Fame is his barometer?
Yeah, because
Right.
like me, Julio Jones is in a
Isaac
era where they
Bruce.
throw a lot, right?
Isaac Bruce.
And I feel like his numbers
Just
should
got
be
in?
like Terrell
Did Isaac
Owens,
Bruce just get in?
I
Or
think
is
he just got in.
Or is he?
Yeah, he just got in last
Isaac
year.
Bruce just got in.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, like he's in an era where they throw a lot, and I feel like his numbers should be right around Julio, Randy Moss, but they're like nowhere near that.
They're not.
Mm.
I know his touchdowns aren't for sure. For
But
some reason, that's just
Oh,
weird.
shit.
how,
I
how
thought
many
they were
seasons
gone.
does Julio have compared to
Julio's on
You
his
know,
11th
oh.
season. I think.
11th already?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
yeah. I'm just saying. That's all right. We can
Hard
move on.
comparison.
I have to
guess.
dig. I have to dig.
Yeah, I have to
I can
dig
come up
too.
with something. Right?
But I'm just saying it's
I would have to say though, from this era, the number one was he's probably not number one. It's probably Brown,
yeah, it's probably for sure. Antonio Brown was on
and then
pace to
maybe
catch up to
then
Jay
maybe
Rice
him. Yeah,
until
and
he
then maybe him.
went all weird in the last 2 seasons.
Till he went Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
till he went Kanye West on us. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's a good. That's a very good.
That's
analogy.
a
I think
good one.
we made some
There
good
it is.
analogies. That's a
That-
good one.
That's a perfect analogy there. All right, let's kick things off and getting it going with college football. Crazy week 6, right? I mean,
I'm not even a
obviously
college
the-
football fan, and I enjoyed what happened this week. Just
Yeah,
I saw a
mean,
lot of highlights, but those games were good. A lot
Wow.
of them down the stretch.
Obviously, the big one last night, Alabama going down
Mhm.
and losing in College Station. To
Hold on,
Texas
let's not
A&M.
minimize that. Let's not minimize
No,
that.
no.
quick.
I mean,
Sir.
it's they
To
lost
who?
to Texas A&M,
A&M
Unranked-
unranked.
That's a
unranked
big
team.
one.
unranked.
That's a
And-
big
and-
one.
And that vaunted Alabama defense wasn't
Got
vaunted last
exposed.
night.
It got
Yeah.
it. They gave up 38. Did they? Something
Well,
like that.
that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted
yeah.
to say. I felt like.
Well,
Nick
no,
Saban's
and it
team-
wasn't it 41, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. you're
Because of
right.
the
I mean, that
field
field
goal.
goal at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, to win it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that the defense, the being able to stop the run, they weren't able to do that.
No, and
I
they
mean,
threw up. They gave up deep balls too.
A&M was moving the ball down the field, left and right. So, and there's a lot of people talking about Bill O'Brien. who's the offensive coordinator for Alabama, and questioning his play calling all
Yep,
through the
they
game
looked-
last night.
That looked weird, man.
Alabama
yeah, I
didn't
mean,
look right either on offense.
No, Bama could be touched. That's the big thing, and I'm glad the Aggies went in there. I'm sorry, it's not the Aggies. Who is it? Texas A&M.
Mhm.
What are they?
Is the
Is
Aggies.
it the Aggies?
They're
It
the
is the
Aggies,
Aggies.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I'm getting the A&M.
Has
mixed
he
up, but
been their
anyway.
offensive coordinator for?
No,
No,
this
this
year.
year. This
Oh,
year.
just this year. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying that they can get touched and act like they're untouchable. And it's like, for me, after I seen what Georgia did to dang it, now I
Arkansas.
can't remember who.
Auburn.
Yeah, Arkansas.
Well, Arkansas last week,
oh.
and then they manhandled Auburn as well.
Yeah, they're the clear number one team for me. That's the clearest number one I've seen all season long. And so and so that's the big takeaway for me is that Alabama, they finally, come down a little bit. And I know you guys were talking about they're going to still probably be in the top 3, which would be crazy, but it is Alabama. I think that we've seen the recipe, and I'll go on a limb and I'll say, well, I got to look at the schedule, but there's a strong chance that they aren't in the national championship game. They're out in the playoffs.
No, I like that you're taking that stand, but until I see otherwise, I'm not backing off Alabama.
Yeah, I think we're en route to a Georgia Alabama.
Yeah.
I still think
SEC
those are still the
championship
top.
game, right? Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think.
And I still think that they're probably the top 2 teams in the country overall. Because nobody would have said this last week after Alabama destroyed Ole Miss, whatever
Right.
that score was, 52-0, and everybody thought that game was going to be something. But yeah, Georgia looks very solid, and they're doing it without their starting quarterback, who was
JT.
the JT Daniels, the transfer from SC. And God, the other team that looked really good yesterday. Well, the game went back and forth until Penn State's quarterback got knocked out, and that was that
Mhm.
Iowa Penn State
Yes.
game.
That 3-4 matchup. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and Iowa they're for real on defense. That's for sure. Ball hawks all over the place.
And at home, if you get Iowa at home, you might chalk up an L because they're lights out at home.
They've had 10 interceptions in the last 2 games on
Yeah.
defense. 10.
Wow.
That's insane.
Shit.
6 last week and 4 this week.
Some teams
So-
don't get that all year.
Exactly. So I think you're going to see some, obviously we'll see some shakeup in the rankings, right? I think ultimately Georgia's 1, Iowa might be 2.
Put them at 2. I'll put them at 2.
I would say put them at 2. And then I think you're going to see Alabama probably slip into 3, maybe 4. Cincinnati obviously destroyed Temple, and they were the 5th ranked team, so they'll move up.
I think real quick, Brian, sorry to
Go
cut
ahead.
you off. I think
Yeah.
they're going to put Alabama at 5 just so everybody doesn't lose their S. And they're still in, they're still
That's
within
a
striking
possibility.
distance. I think they put Alabama at 5. But
Okay.
other than that, I think you're right.
Yeah. I can still see them actually only dropping maybe a couple spots just
Yeah.
because of how close that game was. I mean, Texas A&M is 4-2. It's not like they're a terrible team. They just weren't ranked. And
Right.
I want to say they were like right on the cusp of being ranked anyways.
Right.
But, Oklahoma, that Oklahoma-Texas game too yesterday. My gosh. I mean,
That was the Red River
Dude.
shootout.
yeah, it lived up to
It
that.
was a shootout.
Yeah.
That game
Go ahead,
was
Renee.
incredible.
Sorry.
Do they still only have 4 teams in the playoffs, or is it going to be
Still 4
more?
teams.
Still 4 this
Only
Because I
4
know they're thinking
teams.
about expanding that.
Yeah, there's been some talk, but that whole realignment that just happened is
Yeah.
sort of
Do a wrench in it.
threw a wrench into it. Yeah. That Red River shootout, Oklahoma, Texas. I mean, Oklahoma was down 28-7 at the end of the first quarter, and it was not looking good. And then at halftime, they made a back change. And, in Oklahoma, they were calling for a quarterback change, I think the prior week, and they finally pulled it off. And the kid came in, I think his name is Spencer Williams, I think, or something like that. And put up 35 in the second half, including the game winner at the end. So
Did I freeze?
pretty solid.
We see.
Pretty
We
solid.
hear you.
Yeah, we got you, Rick. The other game that was a
Sorry.
big one last night was that Michigan-Nebraska game coming down to the very end, 32-29, last second field goal to win it for Michigan. They're ranked number 9. They'll probably move up a spot just because they're still undefeated. But I'm with
Yeah,
you.
they're not
Rick.
ready though.
I'm with you, Rick. I got to look at their schedule to see who they still have left. Obviously, the big
Yeah.
one is Ohio State, but man, I don't know. I think they still got to play Michigan State too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think those two teams have squared off yet, but
If I'm anybody on Michigan, I'm scared about anything they got going. If anybody on Michigan's schedule, if I'm looking at Michigan, I'm circling that like that's the game. I could lose.
Oh boy.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
no.
real quick regarding Michigan,
worries.
you guys aren't wrong, but the way I look at it is, if not now, then when for Harbaugh? This is his
Okay.
best chance.
I just
My
pulled up their
opinion. Right.
schedule. So their remaining schedule is they have Northwestern at home. That should be a
Tough
dub.
game.
They're at Michigan State the following week.
Tough game.
Yep.
Michigan State's undefeated right now. They'll be ranked
Yep.
in the top 10 this week. They're home against Indiana.
Yeah,
They're
that could be a loss.
at Penn State.
Ooh,
That could be a loss.
ooh.
They're
yeah.
at Maryland, and then they're home in the big
If
house against
If
Ohio State.
I'm Harbaugh right now, I'm hitting whatever bar that Urban Meyer just hit, because this is about to be the only way that he's going to have some good times this year. It's about to be over for him. And to your point, Mick, you know what I'm saying? You're right. This is his year, right? Which is why he's so excited that he got that win against Nebraska. You know, a Nebraska team that is struggling. Fam,
Sure.
you were supposed to be here.
3
You were
years
supposed
ago.
to be the savior. Yeah, you were supposed to be this guy. This is it for him, and I hate to see it. you
I
know,
see
but,
them
mean,
losing. I see them at least losing 3 out of the next 6.
Does
they
he
got
does
him.
he go back to the NFL?
I
No.
think he does. If he can't, because they're going to run him out of Michigan. Where's he going to go?
Oh well, you know what? He could probably end up in Baltimore doing what the Ryans did, becoming coordinators for each other.
He
Right.
probably be a head coach again.
He could be.
Who?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Harbaugh could be
he
a
took the
head
team
coach
to the
in the
playoffs
NFL.
almost every year and to the Super Bowl. They didn't win it, but they got there. Like, that's something to say.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, you know how it is. We'll see.
Yeah.
They just say he wears on people after a while. Like, you know, he's there
That's what
for
I'm saying.
4 years, and they say he's like, man.
Can we talk
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
Teflon Don real quick? Lane Kiffin. My God, that guy has more lives than
Yeah.
a cat. My God, like look what he's
Yeah.
doing right now. I mean, is he a shoe in for SC if Urban Meyer doesn't go? Is he a shoe in to go back there?
Urban Meyer, I'm telling you
No.
right now, the Urban Meyer talk to SC should just stop. That's
Just
not
dead
going to
that?
happen.
No.
This other little transgression he just had doesn't help his case
Sure.
if there was going to be one. Lane Kiffin back to SC. I mean, maybe. I know. Listening to some radio this week. What's his name? Why am I blanking right now? The
Cowher?
the SC receiver that's got his own radio show, played for
Yes.
the Bucks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Keyshawn
New York
Johnson.
Jets. Keyshawn Johnson. He's
Okay.
already starting to say, why not Lane? Why not Lane? Because he's grown up now after being with Saban in Alabama. But
Can you bring Sark back to be your OC so he could go on a bender again?
I think SC is going to go left field on their hiring. They're not going to be the name that you expect. But
I tend to agree
we'll
with
see.
you on that. I think they're
I don't
Morning
think they
Hardy.
have the latitude to do that
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
That fan, they're gonna tear up the Coliseum if they don't get a winner in there pretty soon.
Well, it'll be easy. There's not a whole lot of fans in there right now after another terrible loss at home. And I was really hoping we'd see Roberto today so he could
Exactly.
talk up them Utes a little
Exactly.
bit, seeing
'Cause
how
those
he
youths
was.
win there.
He was there yesterday. He might still be recouping from all the drinking, partying afterwards.
That's for
maybe.
sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But anyways,
Hey,
SC took
breaking
another
news.
L. Oh,
Breaking
go ahead.
news. Dalvin Cook is inactive today. Just FYI.
Ooh,
So
Boom.
that-
I was just
that-
looking at that.
That
Does
means
that-
Kirks has to throw it. Then he's gonna have to throw it all around the
Yeah.
That
yard.
means
Yeah.
start Madison if you got him.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
for
I
sure.
got him.
Smoke him if
And
you got him.
I was just reading something right now when you guys were talking all
It's at
the
his
college
ankle.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
So
breaking
obviously the local teams, we just talked SC, they lost. UCLA didn't look so hot last night down in
Did we win?
Tucson. Looked like they
Did
were
we win?
sleeping. They did win.
Did
They got
win.
the W.
that's all I'm saying.
They put up
Yes,
like 329 yards on the ground rushing.
Yes.
Jesus.
DTR looked a little shaky. He's still hurt. You can tell he is. He's not himself. He's
Did we
got
win?
his legs. Still got his legs underneath him. Yes, they still won. It is Arizona,
saying.
though. Let's keep that in mind. Who lost to
give
Northern
a shit.
Arizona?
Do you
Um,
understand what our losses were this year?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I got
I'm
it.
just saying. I'm taking
I
them.
got
I'm taking
it.
them dubs.
I got it.
I'm taking them dubs.
So Arizona State won yesterday also. So they're leading the Pac-12 right now with
Yeah.
the best record. And then Utah in the
I
South.
think the
It's
Utes might be the
ASU,
second best team in the
Utah,
Pac-12.
then UCLA right now in the South. Up north, it's Oregon, and Oregon's to lose. Well, Oregon and Oregon State, but Oregon State just had a bad loss.
That's a
in
horrible.
Washington
How
State.
did Oregon State lose to Washington State? Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, I think Washington State got their quarterback back. That helps. They were
okay.
they were beating SC until he went out a few weeks back up there on the Palouse also. So, all right, let's see. Let's keep this thing moving. Let's get into last night's little boxing match there. I know during text I said, obviously I'm sort of over the whole Deontay Wilder
Fury.
thing.
I'm with you.
It's done.
I
We don't
think
need to see
Wilder's
that
over
anymore.
because he's talking about retirement now.
He
I was
Probably
gonna say
should,
Wilder's
based off
Wilder's
of-
Probably
over
should.
everything.
I was
He-
wild. They're talking about retirement. You only got 2 losses on your record. Get your ass out there. And get the
Yeah,
championship
but
again.
he gets
Feelings are
gassed
hurt.
by
The ego.
by the 4th round, 5th round. If he doesn't knock somebody
So
out,
my
he's
question
done.
is, what's his excuse this time? Right? Last time it was the suit, his trainer, this, that, and the other. Now what?
I don't know, man.
You got
Yeah.
gassed
Well,
after like the 3rd round.
I-
Although you
That's what I'm
still put him
saying.
down in the 4th.
Right.
which
That's
is
what I'm.
good.
Well, he's got heavy hands, right? But
Yeah.
it's
He has the ultimate equalizer. His right hand is like a freaking bomb that goes
Right.
off and hits
the
someone. but-
problem though is that once he gets gassed, that chin gets really weak apparently
Yeah,
because
his
then he
legs.
goes down and his legs.
He showed he had heart, right?
Yeah, he's,
so
I think
did,
he's always
he
had
did.
that.
Yeah.
he's got heart. He's
I'll give
got
him-
that
yeah,
right
I'll give him
hand. I think that at the end of the day, there's still something mentally missing for him because he should have been training. He should have been working on his on being able to get into the later rounds. And then also it is his trainer's fucking fault. If you have a Teddy Atlas or Customato or some of these other greats, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, "Hey man, you got all of this.
Freddie Roach.
You're missing that." Freddie Roach, thank you. I couldn't think of another one. Thank you.
He switched trainers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So he
but
blamed
they
his
still didn't
trainer
have
when
the
he
right
lost
plan.
the first time.
Right.
Now
But
he's
they still,
got a new one.
and so that's where I say that's his mental aspect as well, right? Because maybe the trainer was like, "Yo, I need you to work more cardio or whatever," you know what I mean? So you can get to these later rounds. He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna come in and knock him out. You're stupid," you know what I mean? I'm gonna get slimmer and trimmer and all that. Like that wasn't it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he
Like, you
bulked
could
up
see-
instead.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
bulked
you
up
can see.
instead and put on, I think it was 25
20
pounds
pounds
heavier than
of
from
muscle,
the
Right.
first
so-
fight.
Yeah,
Oh, muscle.
which-
That's heavy. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And he looked
Yeah.
finished by like round 5, even though he
Yeah.
kind of came back a little bit. but-
Yeah. He just looked tired. He looked gassed. That's all.
So here's my unofficial boxing opinion. And
But I mean, I'm sorry, Jamal,
Yeah, go
but the
ahead.
trilogy itself was a really good trilogy. Like I think all 3 fights were really good. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
was
they
just
were
gonna
all
say-
pretty one-sided, but go ahead, Jamal.
I was gonna say boxing is a lot of
They are.
smoke and mirrors these days to me because there's guys that come in looking the part that I'm like, man, this guy is gonna, and they just get destroyed. And and it doesn't make sense to me other than the fact that I'm judging it with my eyes and not judging it as a sweet science. So that's why I'm saying don't take my unofficial boxing opinion because it sucks. But I at least want to see guys, if they look the part, I want them to be the part. And I haven't seen
Yeah.
that in a while.
Yeah,
Well,
nobody's
I think-
seen
I
that
think,
since the
like,
90s.
as much as Joshua, I know keeps losing. He's good technically. He just, I don't know, his chin is not.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll-
Now,
I'll
and he
say
just
this.
took his right to the rematch with Usyk, right? And
I'm sure he
Yeah.
did.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
he
he did
has
last
to,
night.
right? Because, but my whole thing, I'm over like these guys, the Wilders and the Joshuas. That, like Mick said, they get so hyped up.
Yeah, and they're not
Like,
that good.
that They're not that good, and then
It's
you're
because
like,
we're searching.
we,
we're
Yeah, we're trying to
we're
find a
searching.
good
We've been
We're living in
searching.
the
We've been
past,
searching
and we've
for
been searching.
heavyweights for a while. Even when the
Yeah.
Klitschko's were there was really nobody to go against
No.
the Klitschko's,
Right.
and that was a
Right.
part of the problem also,
And they wouldn't fight
right?
each other. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
Uh,
really
Yeah,
understand them
that's-
not
oh, the
fighting
he-
each other.
None of these
heavyweight-
guys, none of the guys from now would have a shot against anybody from the 90s.
No, I
And I'm
agree.
just using and even more so like against Ali or
I
someone.
don't
but
know.
like
I think
the
Fury-
Tysons, the Holyfields, maybe Fury because of his size and he
And
Lewis.
actually has some skill.
yeah.
Lennox Lewis,
Lennox
Riddick
Lewis.
Bowe. Lewis
was
I
was
think
good,
a guy
dude.
like
good
David
boxer,
Bowe.
Tua would run through this
Riddick
era.
Bowe is
It-
all right. You know what? I think Riddick
Riddick
Bowe
Bowe.
would give these guys a
Riddick
tough
Bowe.
time. But
Yeah,
I mean,
Riddick Bowe.
yeah, like fucking Wilder, he's not very good. And he didn't win any one of those 3 fights. Even the first one that was a draw, in my opinion, wasn't a draw. He only won 2
Yeah.
rounds. And that's because he knocked Fury down in those 2 rounds.
Right.
Mhm.
Somehow they gave him a draw, probably because of money.
Yeah.
You know, they want to see
Yeah.
it happen 3 times, which it did. Same thing with Joshua. He's a little technically better than Wilder, but
He's a lot.
he's just a guy who lifts a lot of weights and, you know, looks good. Beach muscle. A lot of beach
Right.
muscle,
I mean,
not a
he's-
whole lot of skill there.
I think he's a lot better technically. Like Wilder has no technical.
He's
skill.
not. Okay.
I don't know how
disagree. I don't
anyone
think he's
gets
a lot
hit from a
better. I
punch
think
that gets
he's a
cocked
little
back
better.
this far and then thrown. And I'm like, how are you even hitting someone with that? In my opinion, from
Yeah.
the fighter, like how you
all 3 of these guys. I saw something last night where, I mean, and I get it, you know, with Tyson Fury, he brings the show and the fight, which is cool, right? But, you know, somebody asked him about if he thinks that he's the greatest, and he was like, yeah, no,
no.
like, you're not.
No.
Those punches, you talk about technical, man. I mean, none of them, even the one that knocked Wilder out, didn't
Kind of
really
sloppy.
look.
Yeah.
It looked like a dive. I'm not gonna lie
I
to
think
y'all.
Wilder threw the best punch last night when he
Yeah.
knocked Fury down the first time. That was actually a straight punch, and
Yeah.
he
Right.
don't do that normally. He doesn't know how to
Right.
do that, but he did it.
Right. Like if I'm having my son watch boxing to get an idea of how it looks, it's none of these dudes fights.
None of the
It's-
heavyweights, yeah. I wouldn't either.
None of them.
I agree.
None of
Agree.
them. So
Yeah.
Is Wilder like the Kimbo Slice of MMA?
no, I think Kimbo Slice would. Oh well, maybe he set up MMA. Never mind. I thought you were going with backyard. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Me.
don't even
Where-
think Kimbo Slice was ever.
He
Yeah,
looks the
'cause
part.
Kimbo Slice didn't really do anything in MMA because he had no ground game. Everybody knew if you do
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, that guy's done.
Right.
Yeah.
He had no gas tank either.
That too.
Huh? Again, is he is Wilder Kimbo Slice? Because he's
I mean,
got no
I-
gas
I-
tank
I'll
either.
say
Be
no
honest
since
something.
Wilder was champ, or yeah, he was champ for a while. So I got to give him a little more love
Right.
than that.
All right.
That's
All right. All right.
a
Moving
funny
on,
thought.
guys. Let's get into
Hey,
MLB
how about, real
playoffs.
quick,
Oh.
WNBA finals. Y'all tuning in on that?
Yeah,
you,
baby.
Rick? Mercury.
I'm in there. Yeah, come on, Mercury.
I
Do your
gotta
thing,
watch.
man.
You know, Tarasi's in the finals. I'm gonna watch it. She's from out
Yeah.
here, so I'm
Yeah,
with it.
Tarasi's a GOAT. Let's do it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
there's football, there's playoff baseball,
Yeah. I'm not watching
cricket's
that.
on. I think
I
the
know
curl,
WNBA, bro.
the
Finals,
curling,
at least.
I'd rather
Women to
watch
the
the
finals.
curling
NBA preseason.
You know what?
qualifiers.
Y'all hate on the women. See, y'all,
World Cup
that's a women hater
On the
right now.
Ocho, they have rock, scissors, paper championship.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Cornhole championships. I need to
Cornhole's on too.
That's right.
That
Play
little
the
white kid, that
cornholes.
19-year-old white kid, fuck, he throws money. Every
See
bag
that?
he throws in.
Got the
Yo.
guts.
Look at that.
You like Steph Curry.
Eddie P knows more about cornhole.
Hey, seriously, if
than he
you're
does
watching
Dude.
cornhole, I can't even.
It's outrageous. How bored
Oh,
do you have
yeah.
to be to watch somebody play cornhole?
Right, right.
I got to be very bored for me to play it. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
See, that's what I,
I
say
bet-
about WNBA, though. I say
Got to
the
have a
same thing,
drink
like,
or a beer
oh,
in
I'm
my
not
hand to
watching
play
And I hate to
cornhole.
agree
Nah,
with you,
them-
but I agree with
Them
you.
ladies can hoop, but I mean, I get it. It isn't as
Lower the rim to
exhilarating
9
as the
feet,
NBA.
and then you got me.
What's that gonna do?
There'll be more dunking.
Only from Brittany Griner.
No, those girls are athletes. They just can't dunk on 10.
Hey,
You know, it's nothing against the women for me, but like I say about when we talk about college football and the NFL,
Yeah.
I only want to watch the best of the best. And
Well,
the
they are the best of the
WNBA
best when it
ain't the
comes to
best of the
women.
best.
Well, the
The
women-
NBA is the best.
I know, but I'm saying they're the best of women.
That's still not the best basketball on earth.
Fair
It's
enough.
the NBA.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you now.
Yeah.
The best.
Like
yeah.
Snapple.
That's my
You only
point.
drink Snapple too, right?
That's why I only watch the women's soccer
Right,
team and not the
right.
men's. I only watch the best of the best. You know what I mean? You hear me?
Greatest
That's the
thing
same reason why I
anyway.
only watch the women's soccer team. I don't watch the men's.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
I watched the
That makes
women.
sense.
I agree.
Terrible.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. MLB baseball, man. Let's get into this. Some playoffs going on. Obviously, we had the wild card
Playoffs.
game during
Damn
the week,
Dodgers.
right? Dodgers, Red Sox both took care of that pretty easily. Then we get into the division series, and boy, the Rays looked like gangbusters against the Red Sox in game 1, 5-0. Red Sox come back and win 14-6. So that's a series. Game 3's today between the Rays and the Red Sox. Sox and Astros, the hated
That
ones,
one's
the
over.
cheaters.
That
That
one's
one's
over.
I think it's over too. Astros are up 2-0, and they've looked like the better team from the get-go. NL Braves Brewers tied up 1-1.
That's gonna go 5, I think.
Yeah, again, where's Roberto at with his Braves, man? Anyways, I think that one's gonna go. I agree, Mick. I think that could go 5. Giants Dodgers.
I think that goes 5 too.
We were iffy.
That one might now,
that first game was like, ugh. Got off the schneid quickly yesterday with the help of Urias scoring the first run.
But even the first game wasn't like they got blown out or anything. It was a pretty tight game up until
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it was,
later.
but we were overmatched. Our hitters were overmatched in game.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
hit. Yeah, bats didn't show up. in the first
Watching the
game.
Dodgers is like watching Golden State Warriors basketball. Like you live and die by a certain thing, right? Like Warriors live and die by the 3. We live and die by our bats. If
Yeah.
our bats aren't connecting, if we ain't making
Right.
it happen, obvious, which seems obvious, but I mean, I'm just saying, like that's how this thing flips,
Well,
right? Like our
game-
bats get
yeah.
going, and we're
Yeah.
it's like
double
watching
digits.
Deontay Wilder.
right.
Game
His
one,
right hit
game,
ain't going.
yeah, in game one, Bueller made 2 bad pitches and he paid for them, right? Good
Yeah,
hitters make you pay.
Yeah.
Well-
And he made 2 bad pitches that stayed right out perfectly, right down the middle of the
Fucking
plate.
Posey.
And Posey hit a bomb, and then
Posey.
Chris Bryant, right?
Bryant
I think
hit
it
a
was
bomb,
Bryant
and
hit
then,
the bomb.
How old is
there you
Posey?
go.
Is Posey 47? I mean,
I don't know.
Feel like I've been
Well, the
watching
other
him
thing about the
forever.
Dodgers too is we never play small. How come we don't manufacture runs? They don't. Dodgers never
'Cause
bunt. We don't
they
manufacture
tell you-
That's what I'm saying. We don't play
because
small
they're
ball.
all analytics,
Yeah,
and
We're
analytics says
home
don't.
runs.
Analytics says don't give up an easy out like that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
that's part of the issue with analytics. I agree with you. There's times where I'm like, look at the shift. Just put a bunt down
Yeah.
the third
Bunt down
baseline
third
and you're
baseline.
on.
That's
Yeah.
But-
really what I'm saying. Yeah, with the
Yeah.
Warriors, we're going for those home run hits every single time. Like we're
Right.
not playing small.
Right.
We're not doing that.
And for the
Yeah.
well, actually, I'll say this: for the last like week and a half, 2 weeks now, Bellinger finally is looking healthy. Like all season long,
I feel like we say that 3 times a year.
but he came into the season with the shoulder issue from the World Series where he tore
Yeah.
whatever it was in his shoulder. Then he breaks his leg early in the season, has to come back from that. Then he's got a fractured rib, so he's still not playing well. And finally, I mean, to me,
It's been a
over
rough
the
year
last-
for him, for sure.
for sure. But over the last like week and a half, you're starting to see him make contact. He still swings at bad pitches.
He had a
There's
big
no
hit
doubt.
yesterday.
But he had a
big
huge hit yesterday.
I thought he hit it out.
He had a big hit in the wild card game.
Yeah, he had a big hit in the
And-
wild
and
card
then-
game,
and he
too.
also
stole
took
the
two-
base.
And
two
stole a
bases.
base and had 2 walks also.
Yeah.
So he's seeing the ball better, and we need him, especially with Muncy out.
Mhm.
So
How many years is left on his contract?
Bellinger, I believe, still has 2. I think.
I was
I
gonna say
think the
2.
last one is an arbitration year. So the
Y'all
guy
heard
that
it here first.
they
He's,
gotta
he's
figure-
going back. He's going back to Arizona. That's what he wants. He wants to go back to Arizona.
that's a possibility. The guy that's up at the end of this year is Seager. So they got to decide what they're going to do with Seager.
And Kershaw.
Yeah,
Oh,
and Kershaw, but
done.
we'll see what happens. All right, so so that's where we're at right now. I mean, game 3 for Dodgers is on Monday. Same for the Brewers and Braves. Both of the AL series is today. I'm sure that none of us will be watching those games because we'll be watching football. But
I'm just trying to get home.
well, you've got a whole nother situation. All right, guys, let's move into the second quarter, guys. Let's get into your guys' fantasy football. I'm gonna let you all take this over because obviously I don't really play fantasy football anymore. So I guess.
Well,
who are
let's
your
start with
most
let's start with
starts?
let's start with updates. Let's start. Hold
Oh,
on.
there you
Let's
go.
start with updates. Let's start with
Yes.
updates.
Yes.
Renee, where you guys at? What's the records?
And well, I have 4 leagues, which is way too many, by the way. Don't ever do that. My advice. 2.
That's why I stopped.
I have in my leagues, I'm 2-2 in 2 of them, and I'm 1-3 in 2 of them. So I'm
Okay, so we know where his advice goes. All right, Eddie P, tell me you got a better record.
Damn.
Yeah, mine ain't much better. I'm pretty much 500. In one, I'm 3-1, and then another one, I'm 2-2, and then the other one, I'm 1-3.
Damn,
So,
Mm.
Nick.
that's straight 500.
I'm at the
Very
top of the
fun.
table, boys, but I'm in
There
the
it
battle
is.
for first place today. Both 3-1
There it
teams
is.
today. I had a conundrum, but I forgot that the game was at 6:30 this morning to play either Galladay or Sanders. Luckily, I picked Sanders because it looked like Galladay's doing anything. That was my big conundrum for the day because I wasn't sure who to play because Mixon's out, so I had to play somebody in my flex.
Kenny Galladay.
Hold on. Last week's conundrum. Remind me, what was it again?
Last week's conundrum was CEH or somebody or Odell Beckham. I went with CEH and he paid dividends and he didn't fumble the ball.
There
Yeah,
you go.
held on to it last week.
Held on
There
to
you
Very
it.
go.
good. Very good.
About
Yeah.
time.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
So who are some guys that you guys feel like, yo, regardless, they must play this week?
Well, it's a little late now, but I would have said Cordell Patterson. I have no idea why he's putting up so many points, but
That's a good one.
Well,
I've had him on my-
didn't he
because
do this a
is
couple
it-
years
is
ago
it-
in Minnesota?
I've had him on
Yeah.
my bench, and he's
But
put up
isn't
like 30,
Ridley
20.
Ridley's out today? That's why.
Yeah, but I'm saying even before all season, he's been putting up like 30, 20,
Yeah.
19. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's
And
only
it's
two guys
because-
to throw to, right?
Well,
he's
hold
been
on,
sitting
though,
on my
but-
bench the whole time.
But
I'm
he's
like,
running the
Jesus.
ball like they've used like that guy.
They've u-
the
they're
only
using
position
him
he
all
hasn't
over the
played
field.
is like tackle. He's been everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
That's true.
using him how Minnesota used him when he got his name. He was a utility player. Basically, he didn't have a position. His position was
Yeah.
straight scorer. You know what I'm saying? Athlete. You know,
Yeah.
like he was that guy. He was that guy in the college game that they didn't have a position for him for recruiting. It was just athlete. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how Atlanta is using him, and they need that. You know, so
Do they not have Gurley anymore? Not that he matters. I'm just
No.
curious.
no.
He's off the
No
team?
Gurley.
He's on
Yeah,
no
he's
team.
been gone.
He's
Yeah,
not
he's
on
not
the
even
isn't he?
playing.
They have Mike
Hmm.
Davis, and he
I
hasn't
saw-
hit his
I saw
projection
Gurley on
once
the
this
bench.
Yeah,
season.
on the
Davis
beat.
hasn't done anything.
All season.
You guys, I think the guy who's back in the league, right, signed with KC. I think he's expected to play today.
Yeah,
Did anybody
Josh.
pick up
Oh,
Josh Gordon in the leagues?
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Some
Oh,
people
he's
did in
still
my
sitting
league.
out
I
there?
did not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
The last season he was in, he didn't really do much, so I'm just kind of
Yeah, I picked
That's
him up last
ridiculous.
time and he didn't do
Anybody,
anything.
I'm just gonna say that anybody who picks up Josh Gordon, you're a fool. Give up hope already. It's over. That's a ridiculous.
I think they
move.
just see
Really
the fact that
thinking
he's
about
with
doing
KC.
I agree.
but
I agree.
I tend to
There's
agree
look,
with you.
they can't even get
I don't-
Hardman the ball, and he's a much better player at this point than Gordon is. How are they going to get Gordon the ball?
Yeah, he's not much bigger though. He's a much
They'll
smaller.
they'll
player.
they'll figure it out.
Going back.
It's because people who pick up Gordon they remember 2014 Josh Gordon.
Right.
But we're not even talking
He-
about that.
that's
Why would
gone.
the Chiefs pick him
He ain't
up?
coming back.
Why would the
Both
Chiefs
team
even pick him up?
for
Why would the
for-
team pick him up?
for
Is my
another
question.
another body to have near the goal line.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
big. He's like 6'3", isn't he? He's pretty big.
Yeah, it
he's a
wouldn't
big
surprise
body.
me if he gets like a touchdown today, just because they're like trying to
That's-
like boost that.
That's
So
that's literally what I
guys,
expect. They don't need him to get it down there, but once they get down there, if something happens, they're gonna put him in a jumbo personnel or something
Yeah.
like that. To
Big
where they got,
body, jump ball.
yeah, and then throw fade. Yep.
Yeah.
right.
So,
So earlier we were talking about some, is so and so playing. Bridgewater has been cleared, so he is active today.
Okay.
It's just not saying whether or not he's starting.
Right.
well,
Joe
if
Mix-
he's active, he'll start.
Yeah, I would think so. Joe Mixon is back, and so he is
Okay.
playing today.
So
Melvin
he'll be great.
Gordon is back as well for Denver. He's active.
Okay. I changed my pick earlier. Denver beats Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
It
No, I
says
said
Mixon's
no,
active. It says Mixon's active.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like.
I don't know if I'm
gonna.
gonna. He hadn't played. He hasn't practiced all week. I think I'm still sitting him.
Who are they
Okay.
playing again? Cincinnati.
Green Bay at
Yeah, I
home.
think I'm sitting him.
Joe Mixon's playing. No, I put Joe Mixon in the mix. He's out there.
Yeah.
He's gonna play. He's
I
gonna
don't
play
know.
well.
I don't think he's playing on my team. Not from the team I have right now. I have him on my team. That's what I'm saying. I have Henderson, Madison, and Najee Harris, and I think I have to go with Madison if Delvin Cook's out.
But you have Najee Harris in there.
Yeah. I
Najee
don't
can't
even
break
know
the
how I'm
100.
2-2. Don't ask me because my receivers are Jefferson, Debo, and Antonio Brown and Tyler Lockett. And my
Wow.
quarterback is Tom Brady, and my tight end is Gronk.
Is that the league
Wow.
where you
And Knox.
where there are 8 people in it and you're 4 of the 8?
No,
You keep
there's
playing
10
yourself?
people in this league,
Oh,
and I
okay.
don't know why I'm 2-2. I should
Well,
be like
Gronk's
these.
out.
Yeah,
So
Gronk's out.
I'm benching Jalen Hurts today. Somebody tell me I'm stupid, or am I okay to do that?
I would
Who-
say you're
who's your
stupid
other-
only
who's your other
because-
quarterback?
I'm playing Kirk today. I've already caped up for him.
Kirk Cousins.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would say dumb just because Hurts is putting up crazy points and fantasy wise, right?
Yeah, he's got a tough matchup
He
today,
didn't
though.
put up that great numbers a couple weeks ago, though.
He's had, I think
Other
he's
than
had-
that, he has. He has. I
Yeah.
don't.
From a, fan,
I
from a
could see
fantasy
putting
perspective,
Cousins in
that's probably
today.
a wash. Yeah. That
yeah,
might
from
be
a
wash
fantasy
this week.
perspective,
I look at Hurts versus
Is yours-
Carolina's defense.
is your league every
And-
25 point yards, Jamal, or
I think
every
it's
10?
25 yards.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, he's doing pretty good then. 34,
So hold
21,
on. How has
26,
Hurts
32.
done against the top defenses fantasy wise this year so far?
He hasn't played us.
You know, he gets a lot of yards and he gets rushing yards, but he doesn't throw a lot of touchdowns. And I
No,
think
he
Kurt's
doesn't.
I think he's gonna have 4 300-yard games, and he's thrown at least 2+
Two?
touchdowns in every game.
Yeah.
So
And you're going
True.
against Detroit.
and I'm going
you're
against
home.
Detroit, which I think this
Yeah,
one's
no,
going to
you're
be a
taking that.
shootout.
And you're
And-
home.
and-
You're
and
home.
Dalvin
And
man.
Cook's
it's in Minnesota.
Right.
And
No, that's,
Dalvin
right.
Cook's
that's
out.
good.
Philly's
That's a
on the
good play.
road against Carolina's defense.
Yep,
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Run it.
So
Keep
So just a
pushing.
reminder, Dalvin Cook's out. Christian McCaffrey's out this week.
I have a conundrum here. You guys can
Uh-oh.
help me with this one. Okay.
I like it.
I haven't seen him play at all, but apparently he's been getting a ton of looks and he's their number one receiver. Jacoby Myers, Patriots.
Yeah,
Isn't he an attorney out
it
here
is.
in LA?
You just forgot the and part. You forgot the
Oh.
and.
Jacoby and Jacoby.
Jacoby and Myers.
Toby Myers.
Just
So
Jacoby
I
and
have
Myers.
him
I'm mixing niggas up.
on the bench. My starting receivers are Tyreek Hill, Tyler
Mhm.
Boyd,
Mhm.
and AJ Brown is one of my flexes. Well, now that Dalvin Cook is out, we have two flexes in this league. I also put
Mm.
Madison in. So I'm just thinking
Who's your starting running backs?
starting running backs, Eckler, Hubbard, and then now Madison as a second flex. So I'm like, should I get rid of one of those receivers? Maybe Boyd for Myers or AJ Brown since he hasn't done shit, even though they say he's going to have a good game today.
Yeah, no Julio today. So
I would stay with the tried and true because Myers, to your point, yes, there's a lot of buzz about him, but he hasn't done it. I would stay with guys that have done it, but I'm
he
not
is
the
gonna probably
champ,
have
so.
Xavier Howard on him too. From the Dolphins.
No,
The
they're playing
cornerback?
Houston. They're playing Houston.
Oh, I thought they were playing the Dolphins today.
No, they played them last week
Oh, I might want to put you might want to play.
because they said he's got 27 targets the last 2 weeks. I'm like,
No, the Patriots
What?
played the Bucks last year.
oh,
Or
last week.
Last
Yeah,
week.
they're playing Houston today,
Okay.
not Miami.
You might want to play him then because Houston's terrible.
Who would you
Yeah.
bench? Tyler Boyd or AJ Brown
Who the
or
Cincinnati
Hubbard and put Madison?
I
Will
would
I would
Hubbard
probably
is.
bench Boyd. They're
I
playing the
bench Boyd
Packers.
too. He hasn't done it. I haven't played him yet. He sat on my bench the last 4 weeks.
He did good last week, but
But
before
if he's
that,
getting
I
a lot
don't
of
know.
targets, is he putting up a lot of points? Have you checked his points per week?
I
Jacoby
did.
Myers?
Just
He's averaging
some.
like 8 points
Oh no, don't
a
put
week.
him.
He got
and-
10, 7, and then 18 and 16.
Okay, they're not. Well, my league is averaging 8, so you guys have different league.
Yeah, you got different scoring systems.
You guys are on half point PPRs. That's why, huh?
You're
Yeah,
not?
No,
Oh.
standard.
standard.
There you have it.
I don't know.
I think
What's
you got
Boyd,
to
hey Eddie, what's Boyd been
you
doing?
got to woosah on that and flip a coin at 9:55, and then
There you
make
go.
it
Boyd has 6,
950.
Yeah.
Do it 950. That way you make
950.
sure
Give
you
yourself
get
some
it in.
time.
6, 14, 13, and 20.
Yeah, I'd
You gotta
probably
turn. You
go
got.
Boyd.
You
He's
gotta
been
tune into
consistent.
Matt Berry.
He's more consistent.
Boyd.
I'll go
Tune
Boyd
into
for the
Matt
fact that
Berry.
he has a better quarterback than
Check
him.
out Stardom and Sid'em. Have you checked out the Stardom and Sid'ems?
I
Y'all
did,
gotta-
but they weren't on there.
Don't you hate that? Like, I need you to talk about my guy.
And you know what? Matthew Perry fucking
Specifically my
sucks.
guy.
Every time
Yeah,
I
he
try to get
does.
advice from him, he ain't
I hate
shit.
Matthew Berry.
I don't know
He
why
always
he's so
kills me.
popular. You know who my guy is? Michael Fabiano.
No?
He's good.
Where's Fabby at right now? Then, because
Now he's not with NFL anymore. He's with Sports Illustrated.
you gotta tap into SI.
Yeah.
Something.
Tap into SI for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get this pushing off of fantasy football talk. Let's get into third quarter. What men think.
Okay, I got a topic to begin because
Go
I'm
ahead.
in a predicament,
Shoot
and I
it.
don't know
Shoot
if you
it.
guys have seen the news, but Southwest arbitrarily just canceled a whole bunch of people's flights due to I think
Shortage of
it's
staff.
shortage of staff and stuff like that. I myself found out that my flight was pushed from what was supposed to be today at 12 to tomorrow at 12, which I don't have. What am I supposed to do? I'm in Diego. You know what
Go
I'm
to
saying? Like,
Jamal's house.
I'm on, well, I got shit to do. Anyways, and that was down here in San Diego. So what's Jamal gonna do? Drive me? I'm gonna drive to Jamal's house and then drive back here. That's
Or
just
you
out
could
of San
just
Diego.
get a refund and drive home. Rental car.
I don't know. All right.
I gave you options.
Anyways,
It's up to
let me-
you,
let me
dog.
go- let me-
Those are two
let me
viable
go-
options.
No. Hold on. I didn't ask for options.
Oh,
But thank you.
okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I thought
I
you wanted
definitely-
us to, so like with my
No.
wife, we just want us to listen. You don't want us to solve the problem.
Yeah.
No. What I want to do is discuss the problem first and foremost before
Oh.
anybody else fucking keeps. All right. And then two of my homeboys, like one of them woke up at 3 a.m. this morning, right? And his flight was at 8:15. It's just canceled. So he ended up having, and there's nothing available here, Ontario, Santa Ana, nothing for the next 2 or 3 days, right? We got somebody in Phoenix right now that was supposed to fly back out here. their flight got canceled, and they're talking about they might not be able to get home till Wednesday. So, anyways, so what I want to hear from you guys is what do y'all think about all that type of shit, and what would you do in these scenarios? Because like we're lucky, right? We're a state away, right? I'm in San Diego. I'm going to Arizona. Somebody in Arizona right now is stuck in San Diego. But say you got to get, man, I don't know, across the country, right? Or you got work tomorrow, or you going to a wedding or something like that, and Southwest comes and just cancel shit like that. Like, how are you feeling?
So
I mean,
I'll talk
I want to be mad, but at the same time, people don't want to work right now. So fuck, like, you can't be too mad at them if they don't have enough people because people don't want to work. You know what I mean? That's a thing too. So it's like it's a catch-22 for them too. Like, yeah, we're trying to accommodate you, but
If
at the
that's
same
the
time,
reason.
why? What other reason would there be?
Yeah, I mean that's a good
If you're
point.
understaffed, what other reason would it be?
What I've gone to doing is making sure I bring my laptop because I can work remotely. So
Yeah.
at least having my laptop just in case for situations like this, if I get stranded, I can still get on. But to your point, Rick, this is crap. Like you would think that they would give you better options than than the options that you have. I like Renee's idea, try to get a rental car and drive home, but I don't mean there may be scarcity there too.
Have you seen rental car prices? Exactly. I was about to say. So first and foremost, the rental car prices are through the roof. They're crazy, right?
That's because they
They're
sold off all their inventory during COVID.
Yeah.
Because nobody
they're
was
like real
using
estate
rental
prices
cars
right now. They're insane, and then the scarcity of them.
Right.
It's like a ghost town in most places. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely insane. Travel, which is so funny because as soon as the vaccine came out and people were like, "Yo, we back outside," travel picked up, right? But to your point, Renee, we have people that don't want to go back to work, or we have people that don't feel comfortable working, whatever the reason is, right?
Well, yeah,
Either way,
whatever
there's a lot of short staffing, right? And so travel has just been shit.
Right.
It has been absolute shit.
So what about just extending the bachelor party one more day? You know what I mean? Might as well
Yeah.
turn up one
100%.
more
Hit
day.
the gas lamp's going hard tonight because it's a holiday on Monday. Hit the gas lamp tonight and
It's
a
forget
holiday on
about
Monday?
all your problems.
Yeah.
A holiday
Indigenous
tomorrow?
people.
Yeah, Eddie, you know you
Indigenous
got
people.
Columbus Day off. You always
It
have
No,
it
we
off.
don't.
It's
We got rid of
ridiculous.
that.
Well,
Oh, you guys
We-
did finally?
We traded that one in for Martin Luther King Day.
Ah,
I feel like you
Respect.
should have got both.
yeah,
I
I
don't know
agree.
about
We
Columbus
should have got
Day.
both.
You should have got
I don't know
both.
about
and
Columbus
Juneteenth.
Day.
Fuck that.
No,
But,
we need Eddie P. We need our electricity. Bug it. You only
That
get one of
too.
those days.
That too.
Wow.
Wow. We're still on call.
I didn't realize tomorrow was Indigenous People Day. But I'm with that. Yeah, I mean it's just crazy, y'all.
I gave you
It
three
really
viable
is.
options, man. A rental car, drive home, go to Jamal's,
Yeah.
or
So the
turn
so
up
the
one more
option-
day. What do you want me to
The
say?
option that I did take, the option that I
What are
did
they
take is that
talking
I'm
about
getting a ride.
indigenous people? Are they talking Native American Day? Is that
I
where
don't-
is
I
that what
think-
this is?
I
Yeah,
think that's a
Nudge.
big box where you can just kind of I feel indigenous sometimes.
Yeah, because we're from here,
Yeah.
born and
Yeah.
bred.
All right, so let's talk about
All right.
something else as a hot topic.
Go for it.
Dave Chappelle, did you guys
Oh, I
jump into
watched
that?
it.
I saw that.
I haven't had a chance to
No,
watch
not
it
yet.
yet.
I saw some backlash from it.
Oh yeah, there's
Well,
backlash.
Shouldn't be. I mean, who
There's
cares?
plenty of backlash,
Yeah.
but
He
it's
did kind of go in on the LGBTQ.
It's- hilarious.
It's hilarious. It
I
takes
gotta watch this shit.
it takes a serious turn towards the end though.
Yeah. Well, because he's trying to look, Dave Chappelle is probably one of the most genius people that I've ever seen perform. Like everything that he does is with a purpose, right? Like it's like poking fun at things, including ourselves,
To bring highlight to highlight it at the same time.
Yeah. But then he's like, but look at it. You know what I mean? Like doesn't look at the irony of all this shit. Doesn't this shit sound, you know what I mean? Like it's so many different levels. And I think that people these days, they hear a word or they start to feel something initially and they don't take a step back and be like, hold on, let me take a look at this, right? Like they're easily triggered. And I feel like that's where Dave Chappelle is like, yo, F it. I feel like that's what the closer was all about. He was like, yo, I'm easily triggered. Or he's talking to the people that are easily triggered and just kind of trying to really explain, everything to them. He did have some hilarious jokes, and I would get into what some of those jokes are. But I look, I'm not Dave Chappelle, so I'm not going to do that. But y'all gotta watch some of that, man.
Yeah, I haven't
Y'all
seen
gotta
it.
watch.
I do agree, like towards the end, when it takes a serious turn and he's talking about his friend that was transgender.
Yes.
And she stuck up for him, and then like the obviously the LGBTQ community went in on her, and when she ended up committing suicide later, he was like, "Look, you telling me not to punch down on you guys," and he told them, "Don't punch down on my peoples." He's all, she was like a personal friend of mine, and you guys were going in on her, and she's supposed to be part of your community, and she ended
Right.
up committing suicide like a few days later. So, I mean, that is something that happened, and that if they're blaming the LG, that community for it, then they kind of did something too bad. It is what it is,
Right.
It's
There's a
just
lot of-
like I said, it takes a serious turn towards the end, but there's a lot of funny jokes in there and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's if you haven't watched it, look, I don't say to do this type of stuff, but whatever. At least just for the sake of knowing what the hell the big uproar is about,
Yeah,
just watch it. Just watch it. But it's great. I'm gonna just put that out there. I know that may not be the most popular opinion, but it is mine. Like, it's absolutely great from start to finish.
So
And
throw
it
this
makes-
one into what you watching at the back.
Yeah,
part
you
of
should
this
definitely-
segment.
you
What you
Definitely
watching
watch it, though.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it was also what men think, because it's such a hot topic. I thought maybe you guys might be tapped into something,
yeah.
social wise, but
I'm
it's all
just
good.
kidding.
All
I'm
right.
just kidding with you. I'm just kidding with you.
Well, let's
I'll
get
get-
back to what we.
I'll give
know,
you
is that
I'll
hot
give
of
you
a
another
topic?
topic. I'll give you another topic that came up actually today. It showed up in
Oh.
my news feed that here in the state of California, Governor Newsom has now made it a
Vaccination.
requirement that all department stores have to have neutral gender toy aisles.
Douchebag.
Hold on,
I
you
mean,
said
what
neutral
the
gender
hell
toy?
are we talking about? Like,
You said neutral
He's
gender
a
toy
fucking
aisle.
idiot.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm
What,
dead
what does that
serious.
mean? What does that mean?
Like, I
Put the
guess
boy and girl
all
toys
the-
together on
all
one aisle?
together, I guess.
Just fucking ridiculous. This
Like,
is getting
so
a little
we can't
fucking
it's
tell that
out of
getting,
ourselves?
it's getting so
We
ridiculous.
we cannot tell
Well-
what's good for our son or daughter.
Put
on
that
our
on
own.
top of
Exactly.
the vaccine mandate that he did in LA. Everybody's got to
That's
be
what I thought you were
vaccinated to
gonna
go
talk
in
about.
anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
thought
you have
you
to
were
show
talking about.
proof.
I've been walking
But-
in everywhere in LA without.
But
being
that
vaccinated.
wasn't Newsom. That was the county.
Well,
So-
it's his mandate though.
Well, but again, it's up to the public health officials. Not every city is doing it. So
Yeah, Riverside don't
LA
care.
County did and San Francisco.
Right.
They're
I'm
the only
talking
two.
about LA proper and then the county. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure. But yeah, I mean, my son Austin, he went to a concert last night down at the Hollywood Bowl, I think, and had to show proof of vaccination to get in.
You don't
So-
have to be vaccinated though. You could just show proof of
That's
like
crazy that he's
of
that
being
old to be
tested
able to do
too.
Yeah.
that.
Or
Right.
that.
Not-
But,
Or
yeah.
tested. Yeah. You
but
tested
that's
within
gonna so
72 hours.
you have to pay extra money to go somewhere because
All tests are free, man. You can go get a free
where do you get
test.
tests?
Yeah,
Huh?
tests are free.
Where do you get
Yeah,
the test?
go to Walgreens. Anywhere.
I
they all
go
do
to I
tests.
go to CVS or Walgreens
Oh.
all the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But you do
Yeah.
gotta take
You just
time
gotta
out of your day
schedule
to
it
go do
first.
it.
You got to go
Okay.
do it, and
You
it's
can't
got to
just
be
drive
3
up,
days.
yeah.
72 hours prior to
Prior.
the event.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
a lot of the event locations are offering COVID testing, and it's at a reduced
Yeah.
cost. It's not like it used to be. It's like $36 or whatever. So if you don't have your vaccination card and you don't have proof, you can actually get it done right there on site. And it's like one of those 15-minute tests or
Rapid
whatever,
test.
Oh, yeah.
rapid tests. But anyways, yeah, some of the stuff is just, I mean, where
I
are we
thought it was a
going as
little
society?
ridiculous. Yeah. First with the
To have-
restrooms. Like, all right.
Yeah.
But whatever. We'll
Okay.
deal with it. That was
Yeah.
a little much to begin with. And now
Right.
toy aisles. like, come on.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
fucking
like,
kidding
are
me?
we
I don't even
serious?
understand
So-
the like
Even the
the-
restroom
the
thing.
two-
Here's
the
my
dump-
here's
I
my
don't like the
thought on the
restroom.
restroom.
I don't
thing.
like the restroom.
It's like, okay, you're a guy, you feel like a girl, you want to go in the girls' bathrooms. If I was a girl, I'd be pissed about that.
Mhm.
You're a girl, you want to go in the guys' restrooms. Guys probably really don't care, but still, it's like, the fuck were you born with? A dick or a
Yeah.
pussy?
Well,
So
and
Go into
also-
that restroom.
right,
Not a
but
big deal.
on the
Go
girl
ahead,
thing,
go ahead,
going to
yeah.
guy restrooms too, with all the crazy people out here in this, like that feels like a recipe for disaster. I wouldn't let my daughter go into a guy's restroom.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
It's like, what were you
Yeah.
born with? Go to that restroom. You're just going to be in there for 5 minutes,
you're just peeing.
taking a
So-
piss or
You're just
whatever.
taking or taking a shit.
You
Whatever
guys
you're doing.
you guys really have to
Yeah.
watch the Chappelle thing. Chappelle had a funny joke about that.
Yeah, he does.
He really
Yeah, I wanna watch that.
he really had a funny joke about that, and it's very very I mean, it makes you think, and you're like, yeah. But also to your points, there was one other thing that I saw that I forget. It was Renee. Yeah, Renee. Well, Brian, you too. Okay, so both of you guys, but Brian, your daughter's old. You guys are both girl dads, right?
Yeah.
And there was a girl dad talking about how hard it is when he's by himself to take his two daughters to the restroom. And he goes,
Sure. Yeah.
sometimes he was like, he doesn't want them in there with the guys. So he'll try to look out and to make sure that he can take them to the girls' bathroom. But then, of course, women have a problem with that, right?
Right.
And so, like, there's just so many different, this is where like a family restroom is better
Mhm.
for those particular
Mhm.
cases, but that isn't everywhere. Which I
Right.
mean, if anything, I feel like that should be a mandate. You know what I mean?
That's
And
what,
it is
that's
just-
why they have those family ones.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
know they're not in every store. They don't have.
right.
those
That's what I'm
everywhere.
saying. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like that should be mandated to have everywhere. Have a family one where
Yeah.
you can as a man you can take your daughter, as a girl you can take your sons. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense. But like
Right.
there's just
And
so
then
much stuff
and then
going
maybe
on.
that's the transgender one that can be used as well, right? Because you can
Yeah.
lock that one. It's normally specific only to
Yeah,
one
but then you got
one
assholes
use at
like
a
me
time.
who use it just to take a shit in peace.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
That's
Well,
once
then,
again-
then stop being an asshole.
Right.
No,
But
right.
hold on, this sets a bad precedent, right? Because if this is going to go, then what's next? Neutral or gender neutral locker rooms? Like why isn't that on the
Right.
table at
Yeah.
this point?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
gonna be
that's
that
probably
doesn't
next,
sound
bro.
like a
You're
good
probably
idea.
right
to me.
about that.
You
Hey,
just
man.
put it at the forefront of California politics, Mick.
There
Thank
you go,
you.
Jamal.
No, it's not me.
That's-
Trust Gavin's already been noodling on this. That's not me.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting thing. Chappelle said in his thing, he was like, he said he wants people to understand he doesn't hate anything of the gay rights or whatever, but he was like, as a black person, he was like, and I know a lot of other black people think of this, and I had to say, hell yeah, I did too. He was like, you look at their movement and be like, damn, how do they get that shit to happen so easily? He was like, how do they get this shit to just, move forward? We've been hundreds of years and shit. And could you guys imagine if we were like, yo, from now on, we're going to have black only bathrooms? Well, we had that, but I mean, like,
I was gonna
white
say,
people
wait a minute.
definitely-
Y'all fought against that, dog.
but no,
We'll
flip. you know what I'm
have
saying?
good
Like, whites
separate but
can't
equal
go in there.
bathrooms.
Yeah, right. Like it's just something, you know what I mean? Like it all of it is a little bit over the top. I am all for equal rights, but a lot of, there's just it's like anything else, I guess, right? Like tech or convenience. Like where's the line? Like where
He
is
talked
it
about the women's rights
just
thing
a little
too,
bit
right?
too
When
much?
they were on their march, and
He
texted
did. He
his
talked about the
friend.
women's rights.
He said he texted his friend Angie, was like, "Hey, let's go to this women's rights and march with them." And she was like, "Man, I hope all those bitches get tear gassed."
Those white bitches.
And
he
that was a
said
lady. That was a
specifically.
lady that he knew that
Yeah.
said, like, "I hope all those bitches
It was
get tear
a,
gassed."
it was a black lady, and he said, "I hope the white." And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So I've been to the women's march a couple of times, and in terms of the population, most of them usually are not black. Not to say that black women don't care about women's rights, but I think there's a double-edged sword. There's a lot of things that I think at the end of the day, he was talking about how a lot of these movements aren't quite done A, in unison, and B, in what he would consider the right way. Like there's a better way of doing it. And, I mean, there's always a better way of doing things. It's hard to disagree with that. Some of his
Most
points, but
movements aren't done in unison, and that's why it takes forever for things to get.
Would you
changed
say
or
you said
whatever.
that about the women getting gassed?
Yeah, he texts one of his
Who?
friends that's a lady, Jason Chappelle. He's like, "Hey, let's go do this
whatever.
women's rights march." And his friend was like, "Man, I hope those bitches get tear gas." And it was a lady.
She
that
was
said
a
it.
lady.
Yeah, and it was just like, and he was just like, his face was like,
He's like, wow, what the fuck?
Well, on a
Exactly.
separate
He was-
aside, I just give props to anybody who has the time to go out and do that stuff. You're not going to catch me doing any of that stuff. I don't have time.
Exactly. Yeah. I there's no
Well, you have
time.
time, you don't want to make. the
I
time.
fucking
That's
hardly
the
have
I
time
don't- I don't
to
have
do
to- I
stuff
don't-
for
you're
the
right. I don't wanna
podcast.
make
We're not prioritizing that. That's not for me.
It's not that important to me.
Yeah,
Across the board.
I agree with.
All right. Let's staying with things that happened during the week. Obviously there was the blackout of Facebook and Instagram or whatever.
Oh,
right?
let's talk
Didn't that
about
happen
that
this
too.
week?
So
So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get into if you had to delete all but 3 apps from your phone, what apps do you keep?
That's a good question. I like
Ooh,
that one.
that's good.
That's a great
I like that
question.
So
Well, I
All right,
gotta
so-
keep ESPN.
Can I just jack this
I
real
wasn't
quick
even
and
aware
say-
that Facebook and Instagram were down that day because I was working.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
had
Yeah.
something to do.
I heard because I was
So,
listening to the radio.
Brian, see, Brian, this is like regular people, regular working people don't deal with that shit like us because we're working. We're busy doing all kinds of other shit. And
Mm.
unless your job deals
Rick's
with,
all upset now.
like,
Well, unless your job
sorry,
is
I don't know what to
specifically
say.
Well, he's an
social
influencer.
media
Rick's an
influencers.
influencer.
Exactly.
Okay,
No,
well,
I'm not an influencer. I'm not an influencer. You
For
stupid ass.
Steel Frame Designs, you're an influencer.
are you Jake
That's
Paul
all
number 2? You the black Jake
That's-
Paul?
Jake
He's
Paul.
rant-
No, man. But look, that is what happened. Like I woke up in the morning and I was supposed to follow up with a client, right? And so I went to, he's upstairs. I went to go follow up with a client, and Instagram wouldn't let me. It just kept saying, unable to refresh, unable to refresh, unable to refresh. I was like, what the fuck? And so then I was going to reach out to him on Facebook, and that did the same thing. And I was like, well, I guess I'm down. I know I just got a new phone, so I was like, fuck it. I guess that's me. It's whatever. I just erased it, right? But then everybody, I was like, hold on, let me go to Twitter, which Twitter somehow, some way is always up. And Twitter, it was like all over.
Because it ain't owned by Facebook.
Right. And so Twitter was like, hey, all of my users that can't get to Instagram and Facebook. And it was funny because it came this big old thing. And it's amazing how quickly that happens. And I really chuckled at everybody who got back online and was like, oh, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, I think, kind of to your point, Eddie P, if you're the person who isn't using social media as like, a lifeline, right? It's really for business, right?
Or is your life.
Right. Like, it's just like what you do every day, all day. Yeah. For those, however many hours it was, or half a day, oh man, I couldn't imagine. Like, I was sitting there thinking to myself,
but
and I really
even then, like, if it's one day, you can't take an extra day off. Even if that is your job, like, one day off, bro.
I could see how, like, say Rick, I don't know how much he's really on it or not, but like someone who's a photographer like himself, or someone who's going to use social media a lot to promote or this and that, I could see that. And yes, maybe one day, but even then, that one day might disrupt your business in a way that
it could
be kind of detrimental.
I think the problem is that so many people live their actual life through those apps.
Yeah.
Versus just living life.
Exactly. Like, for me, I'm never even on Facebook. Instagram sometimes, but never Facebook. So I didn't even find out until, I'm going to make a plug here, until Gary and Shannon said it the next day.
There it
is. I was like, what? Facebook went down yesterday?
I found out same day because they told me same day it was down.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Well, your kids probably. Nah, man, I definitely, for those people, it's kind of crazy. And I thought about the one thing I thought about is, okay, Rick Rob, you got to do better at not relying on your Instagram DMs to hold pertinent information like a number or an address or something like that. Because I was like, yo, I would be like, if I really needed something that day, I would have been messed up. Like, imagine if I had an appointment to go meet a client's
phone numbers.
Well, I usually do, but I don't necessarily store all of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I sometimes just leave them right in the DM until I need it, which is a bad practice, right? I should automatically store that. But that's like I said, that's one thing where thankfully I wasn't impacted, but it definitely showed a hole in my game. And I thought about that, right? And I was like, everybody else, man. I mean, depending on what time it went down, because I know when I saw it in comparison to, when others saw it, like the day could have really been fucked up, It could have been really fucked up. Because I personally leave a lot of information just in my DMs until I need it, a location for a shoot or a number or name or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I'll get back to it. I'm not just storing that in my phone. I don't need it.
It was Facebook and what? What was the other one?
Instagram.
They're both
Instagram. And WhatsApp,
and WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. You're right.
So I was working today. I checked my Instagram and it was like, hey, no internet service or something. I was like, all right, I guess I just have bad service here. Just kept working, like whatever.
All right, so let's get back to the question. You got to delete all of your apps except for 3.
Shit.
Which 3 are you keeping?
I already got it.
Go ahead.
Shazam, I'm keeping.
I don't know if you need that. Though.
I need it.
Okay.
MapQuest, I'm keeping, or whatever. Google
Maps, some type of a map app.
Google Maps,
and
my
that's the
ADT.
Second time I heard you.
And
my ADT control app, because I got to set my alarm remotely. Those are the 3 I'm keeping.
I'm keeping ESPN because I need my sports updates. It's mandatory. I'm keeping Waze because that thing gets me anywhere faster than I need.
Yeah, a mapping app. Okay.
And my third one, you know what? Just go ahead and throw Netflix on there just in case I need something to watch at some point. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Rick?
Can I just point out real quick that is the difference in terms of I don't know if it's age or mindset. Jamal said MapQuest. I'm sorry, Mick said MapQuest. MapQuest, is that a thing still? MapQuest
Hey, get off my lawn, Rick. Get off
my lawn.
Second time that I heard MapQuest referenced
Ask Jeeves still available?
And both times they were referenced by people almost pushing 50. I just want to say that. MapQuest, that's hilarious. When I heard it the first time, I was like, what? I was like, you don't even drink. How are you saying this? That sounds like an alcoholic thing to say. Anyways, I like it where you guys at. Definitely got to have my music app. 100%. I gotta have Twitter because Twitter keeps me connected. That's my news and things of that nature. I rely on Twitter more than anything for comedy, news, everything. I get it all from Twitter. Then my third thing would definitely be a messaging. I mean, iMessage is not an app. Well, maybe it is. But I would
No,
have
it's
to
a,
was gonna
I would
ask
say
that. I was gonna
iMessage.
say
I would say iMessage is a part of your phone. That's
Okay,
just standard.
that's what I was
like,
gonna ask.
Yeah.
I think text
Okay,
messaging
so-
is just a
right. So you're talking
standard.
about like a third party app.
Yeah, you got to go get it's a third party app.
Yeah, you guys talk about third party. Okay, so then man, that's really it. Like that's what I use every day.
That's why I didn't put the music app either, because I thought that was just part of.
It is for iPhone
Yeah.
for sure, right? Because you
Yeah.
automatically
Yeah.
get your iTunes.
But I mean,
or
if
whatever.
you're using Tidal or if
That's
you're
true,
using,
that's
you know,
true.
right,
that's
Pandora or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, so then maybe my third one would be a camera. I mean, a photo editing software, because that's really don't. So like
That's what
Lightroom
you
Mobile.
do. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
that's
what you
the
do.
only other thing that I would use. Yeah.
Man,
All
that's
right.
a tough one.
Eddie P.
So Spotify, for me, Spotify, because that doesn't come with my phone. You gotta
Nope,
have that.
that's a third party app. So okay,
Gotta have that one.
Got it.
Probably either ESPN or NFL Network. I know ESPN's broader.
Gotta
Right.
pick
Get
one,
it.
not or.
Yeah, you gotta pick one.
You only got three,
ESPN.
man.
I'll go
Okay.
ESPN. Gotta
All right.
gotta have all of it.
Okay.
That's 2. 3 would be
Gotta get your update on cornhole. ESPN.
ESPN.
The-
It is. ESPN
The
it
Ocho.
is. Oh man, 3 of them. Shit, that's tough. Maybe my Yahoo
Starbucks
Finance
for your
or my
French.
Charles Schwab app. My Charles Schwab app, because that's
Okay.
linked to my
You need some stocks.
money. Yeah, I gotta be updated with what's going on, so I can move this or that.
I hear you.
This, little
That's
that.
not a bad one. I got my TD
No,
Ameritrade.
that's not a
too.
bad one.
That way I don't lose all my money in one day when something bad happens.
You
All right.
got to have stop loss, man. You got to put that stop loss in.
I'm all in. I'm trying to build an empire here, Renee.
I am too, but I have a stop loss. That's how you keep from losing
I
money.
risk. I risk. I risk. I risk.
Hey, that's,
I'm going-
that's the Bruce Arians of the 10 Cents podcast. No risky, no biscuit.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm
Right.
going ways for sure. I gotta be able to get around. My next one, man, it does get a little difficult as I'm scrolling through all these apps going, what would I really need to have? You know what? I'm going to go with my DirecTV app because I get everything.
that ain't no different than my Netflix.
Yeah, right. Well, because I get everything. I get every channel. Plus, I still would get Sunday ticket, so I still watch NFL
Yeah.
games, Laker,
Yeah.
UCLA, Dodgers, the whole 9 yards. So I wouldn't lose my sports. God, and my third one, it'd probably have to be a banking app as well, just to have availability to my funds anytime I needed it.
Yeah.
The alarm one, I was sort of contemplating that one, Nick.
I thought
but
that too.
Realistically, I can still set my alarm and leave the house and
And be
I'm
done.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And be done
see,
with
I mean, there's a caveat here, right? Because we can use our phone to go on the internet and do all this stuff too, right?
yeah, that's true. That's true. I think just the app is, the apps are
quicker.
so much quicker and,
Sure.
and easier
Yeah.
to access. So
I almost picked Google Maps myself, but you know what?
Google Maps.
From when I used to work with my dad and now driving everywhere,
Yeah.
I got a fucking Thomas guide in my head. I really
That's
don't
good.
need the app.
Hey, that's
I
way better
can't
than
find
me,
my
'cause I
way
don't
home
remember
from the
shit.
grocery store.
All right.
I'm with Jamal, dude. I'm like, but the only reason I like Waze is it'll tell you like, hey, there's traffic here. You gotta take this
Yeah.
route. It's better.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the
Right.
only reason.
All right. Here we go. If you came with a warning label, what would it say?
Jesus.
I
Eddie,
got
can
two
you pick
gloves
mine for
for
me?
you. I got
Eddie,
two
can
gloves
pick
for
mine
you.
me?
Renee,
What's that?
I got a
Can
set
you
of
pick
gloves.
mine
in the
for
trunk.
me?
Can I pick yours for you?
Yeah. My warning label. You know me very well. What would it be?
I don't know. I'd have to
No.
think about this some more.
Flammable.
Flammable.
That's the thing.
If you're sensitive, don't be sensitive around this guy. How about that?
Yeah.
That would be your warning label.
Don't be sensible. Don't be sensitive around this guy. Huh?
Don't be sensible either. Yeah, don't be sensible.
Yeah.
That's true too. That's true too. All right. If you had to pick one for your brother, Renee, what would it be?
Ooh, well, my brother.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I would say about myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It'd probably be something to do with his.
Yours
moodiness.
isn't even a warning label, Ed. I think yours is like just like it's a caution label. Like it's like,
Should label.
it's not a warning label.
How
You know, like
about,
a
I think
warning
Eddie's would
label
be
is like
like-
that's scary shit, right? Like that
Don't-
normally means like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie's is like
something's,
more
something's
like
bad.
don't
Caution,
Yeah.
expect
more of a
sympathy from him
caution.
if you do dumb shit.
What's
Right.
that?
I said, at least like, don't expect sympathy from him if you do dumb shit. Like, if you did something really stupid and you you get some sympathy from someone, don't go to him. He'd say, like, no, you did something really fucking stupid. Don't ask me.
This was a tough one, right? I mean, this is one that we
Yeah.
should have said during our meeting. This is coming up this week. We're
Yeah.
gonna ask
Yeah.
it, so think about it. But putting
I
everybody
think
on
mine
spot.
is don't sell me out or don't cross. Like basically, I'll
Don't
roll
cross
with
me.
anybody, but if you sell me out, then I can't roll with you anymore.
Yeah, have your back. That's
Yeah.
the warning label.
Yeah.
All right. I
Right?
don't know for me, man. I'm
Don't say anything Trump related to you.
Oh yeah.
Don't say anything Trump related.
Don't bring it. Don't make America great again. But
For who,
in your
Brian?
direction.
well, I'm
Yeah,
okay. I'm
Brian,
okay
he'll
with
fucking
making
flip.
America great again, just not the way Trump was
It's not
trying
his,
to make
what the
America
fuck
not his
great.
vision.
What does that even mean?
Brian was mad that Trump didn't show up to that
Yeah.
Well.
presidential thing.
Oh my god, I would love
So-
to break down what that means to everybody. But
What's that?
anyways, make America great again. What does that mean?
Wow.
When was
Oh
it?
boy, yeah.
During
You
slavery?
could go a
That's-
million different directions
yes.
with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
I feel
that would
like
take
the,
two
I feel like the
podcasts to
quote
finish.
itself should be good thing, but now that it's been like tainted, it's like you can't even say that.
Well,
Oh, he
it's
will.
because
America
it's
great again.
it's perspective, right? Like I
Yeah.
think America's still great, but you might not. And it's
Yeah.
Still the
why-
greatest
why
country
don't
on
you?
earth.
Right. So it's perspective.
Is America that much greater than Canada? I'm just asking. Like, I've never been to Canada. I don't know the rules, but I
I was
feel like
just
Canada
thinking
seems
that.
like a pretty
It
It
solid
depends
country.
on if you're a capitalist or if you're a socialist.
Is Canada
Yeah.
a socialist
How
country?
about
Yes.
I'm
Really?
just a humanist? Like, what's the? I hate
Yeah,
those
yeah.
words, but it's cool.
I know.
I just
Well.
humans anyway. Cool. That's cool. Those are cute.
Rick, what would your warning label say?
I mean, I wanted to say something about being bigger than it appears, but then that also makes it look like when I take my pants down, it doesn't look big.
Right.
It's not what I was really kind of going for.
right.
Not the
I just-
size
I
of the
just-
boat.
I just wanted to say I may look small, but I'm big at the same time. You know? No, nobody.
No,
All right.
no.
Grower,
like-
not a
it-
shower.
Agrees with that.
It grow. Yeah.
No,
a
that doesn't
grower,
work.
Not a
No.
shower.
I'd be like,
Or-
yo,
I think Rick's
How about this one? I
Rick's
got one.
warning label is more for white people. Knowing Rick, this would be his warning label. I'm very pro-black. Boom.
yes, and pro-black.
If you take away my mayonnaise colored baby mama, nigga, it's all Hey, oh, I'm playing. She's not
What's
mayonnaise.
that? What's the
She's
other thing?
Miracle Whip.
In a passenger side view mirror,
Things
may
objects
be
appear
closer
closer
than they
than they appear.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like I may be closer to taking off now.
Yeah.
On all unauthorized hoes will be cited. Cited,
Uh,
towed away, thrown away at the owner's expense.
Also, you can't be capping on Rick because he'll cap back like quick.
I will.
Right.
I
That's gotta be a
will.
warning label. Like, hey, if you're gonna say something funny about this man,
Be ready.
yeah, it's coming back. Don't be sensitive.
All right. Let's tap
Don't let
back
the
in.
smile fool you, bitches.
Let's tap back in. Any other than the Chappelle show? Anything else that we need to be tuning into this week? I know last week. Well, actually, last couple weeks we've been talking about this BMF, but I still haven't caught one of those episodes yet.
What up? What up, lady? Oh, you guys finally got
Um,
this?
What's
What's up?
BMF?
It's
Black
Black
Family
Mafia
Mafia.
family.
It's
Or
based
is
on
it BFM?
Bleach.
Black Mafia. family.
BFM. Sorry,
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
No, it's
not
it's
Black
BMF.
Mafia family.
BMF.
It's based
Black
on
Mafia
Mafia
family?
family.
What is that?
It's based
It's
on
so
the
it-
drug dealer Big Meech.
Yeah. And
And
Kurt,
it-
50 Cent is the producer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was like the fucking prison. Oh no, that's something different. Is that the prison gang or whatever? The Black Gorilla family? They run
That's the
prisons and
BGF.
shit?
Yeah,
But
that's-
I
that's
wouldn't
the-
I wouldn't mention that again. That's kind of like mentioning that other one that we know about.
They don't exist. They
There you
don't
go.
exist. It's
It's
all
it's
right.
a figment of imagination.
yeah, figment of man. Exactly.
There you go.
So it's a show.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hmm.
it's a show on what is it? Showtime or Stars? Stars.
Stars.
It's got to be on Stars.
Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where
Correct.
stuff is always at.
I'm trying
So
to think
for
what
you-
I
Alright.
watched this week.
For you Game of Thrones fans, they've got the
Uh-huh.
Dragon.
spin-off coming.
Yeah.
House
I
of the
can't wait for
Dragon.
that. House of the Dragon, the
Khaleesi.
Targaryen.
I have still
Yes.
not seen a single episode of Game of Thrones.
Man, tap
Mm.
in, Brian. Tap in.
Still have not seen.
Are you
a
not
single
into
episode.
like dragons and stuff like that?
No.
I wasn't.
A lot of
I
people
was like,
are.
that's why I didn't watch it, because I wasn't until I was.
Have any of you guys tried
Till I
that?
was.
Have any of you guys tried the show C?
Mm-mm.
SEE.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
It's the guy who why am I blanking? It was the guy who played Aquaman. You know, the guy with the long hair. He's
Oh,
married
yeah.
to what's her name?
Jason.
Oh, yeah, Jason
Jason.
Momoa.
There you go.
Yes. So the whole premise of this is it reminded me, Mick, a little bit of. I only caught one episode so far, but I think they're on their second or third season actually, and they have a lot of people in the show.
Yeah, it's medieval, right? Medieval
It's like
times?
medieval, but the premise is everybody you can't see.
Oh, that's
Nobody can
right.
see.
That's right. They're all
They're
blind.
all they're all blind
That's
actually.
right.
And so they have full on fighting scenes and all kinds of crap, dude. And you're just like, well, if you can't see, like, how does this work? It reminded me of the movie with Denzel.
Sounds like Bird Box.
Book of
right?
Eli?
Was that one movie?
Yeah, Book of Eli,
What could be
where
like?
he was just like, you didn't
was
know that he
blind.
was blind until much
Yeah.
later in the movie, but literally at the very beginning of watching See, you catch on pretty quickly that nobody can actually visually see anything. So it's pretty interesting, like how they do the show with all the different senses and how they are able to. Because I don't know how I would honestly survive without being able to see. I think I could.
Yeah.
I think I could do okay without hearing, or I think I could, but not being
Yeah,
able to see.
that's
I
my
think-
favorite of the five senses. Seeing is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
never being able to see a naked woman again. Oh my god. I
Yeah,
can't
but you have it.
imagine.
It's all. It'll be all in your like
Yeah,
what they
yeah,
say.
you-
that when you
you
lose
can-
a
you can
sense,
picture
you
that.
gain
You've
other
seen-
Yeah,
senses. All right.
but like, but to be born without.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
the
and have
ability to
never
see
seen
I
it.
think.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And you're not missing nothing.
Well, if that's the case,
Yeah.
yeah, then you're not missing nothing.
Well, but you know what you're missing now, right? And if you,
Right.
Yeah.
if you go back, then you're like, I am missing.
It's like the
Yeah.
movie. It's like that movie with it has nothing to do with vision. It's more like what's his name? The short comedian.
Kevin Hart.
Heart.
Yes.
Heart.
And he's
What
taking
about it?
care of
Oh yeah,
Oh,
quadriplegic.
Yeah.
that was a
Okay.
good movie.
If
That
I'm
was
a
a good movie.
quadriplegic, someone
The
better
father
be-
one?
Oh, that was
It was
when
the-
they take care
it
of
was the
Walt
guy who
It was
plays
Heisenberg.
Bad.
It's Heisenberg. He was
Yeah.
taking care of him.
Yeah,
But
it's
he
the
wasn't-
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
But if I end up a
But-
quadriplegic,
Walter
someone better
White.
give me a
Well,
hot
yeah.
dose of heroin or something. Put me out.
But
Bryan
going back to
Cranston?
seeing real quick, and this is something I've always thought about, and this is all I'm taking it aside, but I really feel like Stevie Wonder can see, because if you think about his music and all the lyrics in there, he talks a lot about things that if he couldn't see, how does he know? Like
Yeah.
somebody needs to explain that to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a big, this is a big gimmick. His whole
Hey, I
life.
think it is,
so
man. I
real
think it
shit.
is.
What would you guys do if you found out Stephen Wonder can see, Magic Johnson never had AIDS, and Donald Trump really wasn't a racist? Like, wouldn't your mind be blown? Like, wouldn't you be fucked up?
And football really is fixed, because I'm starting
And
to think
football
that.
really is. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, and
I'm
no,
starting to think
wrestling's
that.
real.
Wrestling's
Wrestling's
real.
Oh my God, that then
Oh
I'm
my
going to
gosh.
Mars. I may
Please
as well
stop
go to
with it.
Mars then. 'cause
Hey,
we
the
saw that.
injuries,
really
are
real.
real. Fuck all y'all, okay?
And we never went
Oh,
on.
I-
Hey,
there's-
but like I said, that dark
No
side of
doubt that
wrestling,
injuries are real.
that
but-
dark side of the ring show about wrestlers,
Yeah.
like behind the scenes, that's crazy.
That's what it's called.
Hey, man.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro, the stories they say
On what?
about just like their personal life, like Jimmy Fly, Superfly
Snuka?
Snuka got away with murder, never got charged, nothing.
Oh,
Straight up in
shit.
Puerto
What's
Rico.
this on? Netflix?
No, it's on Hulu. Check it
No,
out though, because they
Vice.
talk about Ultimate Warrior, they talk about Randy
Vice
Savage,
channel.
they talk about Chris, what's his name? Chris
Benoit.
Chris Benoit,
Oh,
how he,
yeah.
like, murdered his family and then committed suicide. They talk about all these dark like stories that happen behind the scenes that you never heard
Is a
about.
lot of this roid rage driven, or is it just you're just
A lot of them have CTE, bro, from all the hits with the
Okay.
chairs they take over the head and
Yeah.
stuff. They
It's,
end up
it's
like
drugs, it's alcohol,
drugs,
it's
alcohol.
all sorts
Yeah,
of
no.
stuff.
Hey, Rick, I was gonna say, man, the injuries that those guys sustain are
They
insane.
live a rock star's
Right.
life, bro.
right.
Sure.
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
This
crazy.
is crazy.
I just
Can you
never
imagine how many of
understood.
these boxers have CTE?
Oh, all of
I
them.
know
yeah,
they
for sure.
do.
Yeah.
I know they
Oh,
do.
for sure.
Yeah,
For
They
sure.
have to.
absolutely.
Not to mention, most of them are fucked up street guys anyway. Let's be honest. A lot
Right.
of them are from the street.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
same with the MMA guys now too, right?
Yeah.
And
Except for the
yeah.
Klitschko's, I think they're both doctors. Other than that, I think everybody
Yeah.
else is
Mhm.
crazy.
yeah,
And what's his face is banging Hayden Panettiere, or was.
it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
All
They're
right,
not
guys.
married no more?
I think
You guys
they, I
ever-
think
did
they
anyone,
split.
Did
but-
anyone watch Squid Games?
No,
No.
I tried, but
I finished it, but man, the ending was trash.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why would
you
you
know how
rate it?
it
Yeah,
is.
1 to
Just
10.
real quick, what I'm watching, what I started watching yesterday
Okay.
was this documentary on Netflix called The 24 Faces of Billy Mulligan.
Oh, that's a
Pretty
dude that
good.
has like a bunch of
It's
personalities.
about a
right?
guy who has, multiple personalities. He was the guy who was raping chicks on Ohio State University in the 70s.
Yep.
It was like
Okay.
a big deal. I
Is
guess.
he schizophrenic
He's multiple person. I've only gotten through the first
or
episode.
multiple
Yeah.
personality disorder?
Multiple personality
I've only
disorder.
seen the first one
It
too.
looks crazy.
So
But
he's like that one guy in that superhero movie with like, who's
Yeah.
the superhero guys?
Split.
Yeah,
Split.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
That
yeah,
dude from Split, yeah.
That guy was
that's
creepy,
exactly
by
what
the
I
way.
think. It was hella.
Split was creepy. Yes.
That
yes,
scared
yes.
me.
No, it was.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was. That's real.
I'm gonna have to
That's
watch
real.
that.
Trust me.
again.
I know a few women like that. No disrespect to you ladies. I know exactly you know who you are. But hey,
Well,
Isn't that the
but-
one that's tied in with the Bruce Willis superhero
Yeah.
movie?
Right.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
together.
All comes together.
Yep.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan.
Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan.
All right,
M.
guys.
Night
Let's,
Shyamalan.
Where Edward Norton faked having split personality.
Primal Fear.
Primal Fear. That's the name of it. I like that
Mm.
movie a lot.
Renee, real
Alright.
quick, rate Squid Games on a scale of 1 to 10, in your opinion.
In my
Take the
opinion,
ending
like
out
a-
of it.
Like a 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
skipping
You know what it is too. I
Enough
can't
to
do the because it's actually
Subtitled?
like in Japanese.
Yeah,
so
I
I
can't
put it
do
to
it either.
English, but it's just
You don't like how their
Let me-
mouths don't match?
yeah. And then also I don't think the acting was that good. Like people that acting. there
Yeah,
was-
nah.
I heard they were overacting.
Let me-
Did a lot of overacting.
Let me tell you what you guys should watch. Because I'm into documentaries, docuseries, and things
Yeah.
of that nature. That Untold, with all the different stuff
Mm.
about from all. It started with the palace, and
Mhm.
there was another one too that I just saw, and it was
hockey one?
Yeah, there was a hockey one.
Bob
Then I seen
Probert.
one about God, what was
Christy Martin?
the Juventus manager who was getting referees in order to
I haven't
in order
seen
to
that one
influence
yet.
games. Like there's all sorts of stuff like that's the stuff that we should be
Wow.
tapping into.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause they had the
really
Christy
good.
Martin one. I saw
They
the
should
hockey
do one on
was
that.
kinda crazy.
They should do one on that NBA ref. That was
Anybody?
fixing
Yeah,
games.
Donahue.
Donahue.
I think
But there's
there
one
is
out
one on
there.
him.
There's one out there already.
Oh,
Did anybody
yeah,
watch
the
the
Shea
Shea Cotton one yet?
He's been right through the coals.
Watch what?
Shea Cotton? Anybody watch that yet?
No.
No,
Good,
I
man.
did see
Take
that
it.
though.
It's good.
I
That's
did
on.
see
That's
that.
on Prime. Just when you
Yeah,
get a chance,
I-
if you got nothing to do, it's really good.
And it's
on
just
my
a
list.
Shea Cotton story, right?
It's
Or
a Shea
something like
Cotton
that?
story.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever get home today, I'll put that on my list. I don't know.
All right. All right, guys. Let's
That'll
keep
be a
it moving,
ahead.
guys. Fourth quarter. Bump it or dump it. We're getting close here. And I know y'all
Yep.
want to get to watching some games. So, all right.
I just want to get home.
We already talked about this, so I'm not even going to go into it. LA County passed law requiring proof of vaccines to do
yeah.
indoor activities, blah, blah, blah. All right. Dude, what's up with our boy from the Sharks? I know it's hockey related and we don't really talk a lot of hockey here, but Kane and his vaccination card.
Oh, I'm happy for it, man. But once again, I just want to shed more light that white people do shit that black people that they always say black people do. Because the first couple of times they came out, they definitely had stories about black people, and I was like, "Yo, white people are doing this shit too." So shout out to Patrick Kane.
What's the story?
You got a fake
He got a fake
vaccination card.
vaccine so that he can
Oh.
get around. Yeah,
It's
Patrick
supposed to
Kane's
be
a
a
stud.
felony though, supposedly.
So, and he got caught, obviously.
yeah, but he's not going to get a felony. No, so he's
Yeah,
gonna get
it's
slapped on the
supposed to
wrist
be a
from-
felony, but I'm sure he's not
Yeah,
going to
no.
get it.
Have
No,
any
he's not going to
have
get
any
it.
black people gotten a felony?
Hold on, I have to find
I
out
don't
because
think
it
not
was-
just black people. I think a white lady got a felony for making them.
See,
got caught.
okay, exactly. So why the fuck's he not getting a felony?
Because he's Patrick Kane.
Because he's a
Patrick
celebrity?
Kane.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got luscious hair.
Or because he's a white celebrity. Like, would a black
Yeah.
celebrity get off?
Nah,
If
if it
you
was
got
Dave
money, you got the
Chappelle,
right
he'd get
attorney,
off.
you'll get off. You just have to have money.
Yeah, money gets you off on anything.
Yeah.
For
Money
sure.
will
You got
overlook
Alex-
color most times.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the great equalizer.
Yeah,
allegedly.
green. Green is the best.
Green is the color, yeah.
Unless you have damning evidence like R. Kelly, then all bets are off.
Or like OJ.
Does
No,
R.
I'll
Kelly
take
have
that
money though anymore? I don't
That
think
too.
He does.
Yeah,
He
look at Bill Cosby.
definitely
He
spending
still
on
got
his
out,
legal team.
Yeah, but it
Where y'all
cost
wanna
him
get
like
food?
$80 million.
Oh, okay.
but he's free.
But
he's
green, like you
He had
said,
to do
gre-
two though. He had to do
color.
2.5.
That's
Yeah, he did do 2.5
more than a lifetime in prison, man.
Agreed. Agreed.
Right. All right. Next one, Urban Meyer saga. Obviously, that
Dump
was
that.
big
I'm
during
over
the
that.
week.
Oh, I'll bump it. You know what? Bump it since they dragged Richard Sherman through the mud. Drag him through the mud too.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman wasn't even as bad.
No, it wasn't.
But you
Once
guys
again,
heard that his
not gonna
wife came out and came to his defense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In this day and age,
Whose
you know
wife
what?
came to
Look,
their defense?
we
Urban
react to
Myers.
stuff
Urban
just off
Myers.
the headline. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like we react to things just off a headline. and
Right,
we
but
don't-
if it's okay with Meyer's wife, then why are we?
But
making
is
a
it
deal about
really, or did she just do that for public?
Either
Yeah,
way.
but wait a minute.
Either
First
way.
of
When is it
all,
okay
what did he do that was
for-
wrong? He
For
didn't do
someone's
anything wrong,
husband to be
right?
grinded on by another girl?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just
you
look.
Is
guys-
that ever okay?
I feel like we're making a bigger deal out of it, and it's not.
Well-
it's not us.
But hold on. To answer your question, if you understand what Urban Meyers allegedly has been standing for since he even became a name that you should know, it's basically contradictory to what happened. So that's
I
why
get
it's a big thing.
I
Because
get
at
it.
the
What
end of the
about,
day,
what about
his
Tim Tebow
players
almost
are like he
crying
doesn't
on
have.
ESPN?
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
But if you're raise your hand if you haven't been a hypocrite before.
No,
I
we
mean,
all
that doesn't
have.
matter though. In this day and age, that really doesn't matter, right? Like you can be a hypocrite of the highest. They'll
Mhm.
forget because we have such short attention spans, and then you can condemn and damn somebody else, and the people will follow. You know what I mean? Everything is very short term with these people. So,
Yeah.
once again, this whole Urban Meyer thing, that's why I was like, yo, at the end of the day, if you're the Jaguars, just say that you want to use this as the reason why you fire him before your season
Yeah.
gets any worse. Because
Right.
that's all it comes down to. You really don't give a fuck about it
I
that
agree.
much. Maybe
Okay.
some of the
I agree
players
with
do,
that. I agree with that.
but
Right.
I'm just saying, if we drag Richard Sherman through the mud for trying to break into a house that he bought and he was drunk,
well, because it was an angry black man. You know what
right?
I'm saying?
So
Acting
why would we
erratic.
not
That's-
drag, Urban Meyer through? I mean, even Tim
Because-
Tebow was somewhat critical of him on ESPN, almost coming
Urban
to
Meyer
tears.
was getting a carpet burn on his inner thigh by some flat booty chick. It's not the same. It'll never be the same.
But I'm saying,
Yeah,
is,
Yeah,
we don't know
well,
if
for
Urban Meyer went
one,
and
for
bet-
one,
and-
what Urban Meyer did, there was nothing illegal with what he did, right? He was just getting
I mean,
a
in the
lap
way-
dance or whatever, and
Mhm.
it looked bad because of everything that he's always talking about. Like Rick was saying, Richard Sherman, his wasn't anything super bad either, but he was trying to break into. I
His
didn't know it
house.
was his house, but if
And he
he
made
doesn't
terrorist
live
threats.
there, I don't know if Adam was making threats. He actually did
Yeah.
something illegal. I'm just saying per the law.
No, yeah, I hear you. I'm
Y'all
just-
y'all
that's
know
the
y'all know
difference.
what my issue is with both of these scenarios, right?
Yes.
What's that?
It's
Race?
privacy. There's no such thing as privacy anymore, regardless. Like you
No,
cannot
there's
be
not.
in a place.
No,
you
there's none.
like Richard Sherman thing was like a Ring video that
Right.
Ring videos are supposed to be yours. Like there's no
Yeah.
privacy on
No.
any level.
No, it's
Like,
on the
so,
cloud.
Like that's my
Well, but
biggest.
that Ring video is private. Somebody had to give it out.
Yeah, but that's my
in-laws.
point.
Right.
That's
Or
my
his
point.
wife.
That video of Urban Meyer was private to somebody's phone and they gave it out. You know what I mean? Like there is no privacy.
Well, we
anymore.
lost
Yeah,
our
but
privacy
It's for
a long time ago, but specifically when they
100%.
started putting phones or
Cameras on
what's it called?
phones.
Cameras on phones.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah. So I mean, there's just so many different levels to this shit. It's all funny.
See, when
Yeah,
you're
it's
a
all funny.
celebrity, though, this is what happens nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
move
for sure.
You,
You gotta
know who
know.
it didn't happen to? It didn't happen to Jeter. You know why? Because he was a much smarter person when doing it.
Smooth. That's a
Well, he had
smooth cat
money
right
and
there.
influence, and he was
Yeah,
like,
but I heard when he used to throw
don't handle it.
parties, all phones get left at the front door.
yeah,
Right.
Get
NDA. I'm sure.
Like you got to be
Sure.
smarter than the average.
And
to
most
just, like-
importantly, the great parting gift. He gave out party favors, gifts of bracelets and stuff. They're not saying anything.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Jeter, dude.
Yeah,
That's
So
a
he did it
smooth
right,
cat,
dude.
man.
That's all I could say. He
He's a
was
smooth
he
cat.
was the man when it came to that. He knew what he was
Yeah.
doing.
I'm
All right.
sure.
And
If
he's a
you hit
handsome son of a
YouTube or
bitch.
something, there'll be true Hollywood stories. Just like they do with Rick James, just like they do with
Right.
the rest. Like where Jeter shit will come out and they'll be like, "Yo, at his parties, XYZ happening." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it'll come out.
I'm waiting
But
for Vince McMahon to pass away, so they do Dark Side of him because
Oh man.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot there, dude. There
Well,
has to be.
yeah, he
Has
saved a lot
to
of
be
these
Vince
wrestlers.
and-
I can tell you that he saved a lot of these wrestlers with paying some money out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Vincent
All right.
Kennedy McMahon.
All right, here we go. Next one. I'm gonna end it on this because we're really cutting it.
All right.
Super Bowl halftime show, man, was
Yeah.
announced
I like it.
I
for
bump it.
LA.
I like
I think it fits perfect because
Absolutely.
LA.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's bird
I
for
mean-
LA. I'm a little baffled that they're doing it because they don't get paid to do it. They got to pay the Super Bowl.
Well,
Is that a
that's gone
fact?
on
Do
for
you
a
know
long
this for a
time.
fact yet?
That's a fact that they don't
Yeah,
get
they
paid.
pay.
You have to
be a
pay
part of it.
you have to
Once
pay the
again,
NFL to
We
do
talked
their
about
halftime
this.
show.
We talked about it,
Yeah.
right? We said that Jay-Z is now being partnered in. There may be different things going on.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We don't know. Nobody knew Wednesday. So if you found something since Wednesday, let me know. These are
I
all
agree.
I mean,
even
last
if
year the
that's
dude didn't
case,
get paid for it. Why would they get paid this year?
Jay-Z's being partnered in for this show.
No, he's been partnered in since 2 years ago.
So he's gonna
No,
There's
perform
partnered
at
into
this
the
shit?
NFL. No, he's not.
Oh,
No, he's
oh, oh,
partnered
gotcha,
into the
gotcha.
NFL.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there could be stuff that's happening that's different. Regardless, the point is for
Yeah.
me personally,
I
as
think
many
there's
Super
some
Bowl
kind of
halftime shows I've had to
compensation
sit through, this
on the back
this
end.
is probably the very first
Well-
one that I'm actually looking forward to.
even if it's
I
their
got
their
you.
management group or something. I believe that.
So,
I don't
well, you're
believe
going
the
to get
money's coming out of
cataloged,
those people's
right?
pockets, right? I believe that they have management groups or endorsements or something that's fronting the bill for that. I don't know for sure, but
Here you go. The short answer is they don't get paid nothing. The NFL does not pay performers for the Super Bowl halftime show, but it is not like the organization doesn't pay up. It covers all the other expenses related to the extravaganza, which means paying stagehands and bands due plus and yada yada. But they don't pay.
Right.
the
Yeah, they're not
performers
playing the
themselves.
performers themselves. But what I think Mick is pointing to is these guys they're getting their brands out in front of other people that may not have listened to them.
Yeah,
right?
no, I hear you,
So,
but
Yeah, so
Dr.
that means
Dre,
the catalog. No, but
Snoop Dogg,
for us, yeah.
the
But
world
what
knows
about
who
the-
they are.
And I
They're
don't. Not
world
everybody.
tours.
Not everybody knows who Dr. Dre is.
Bro, they've done
Younger
world
kids.
tours.
Younger kids. No, the younger kids
Mm.
nowadays
They
they
know
don't
who
know
he
who
is.
Dr. Dre is.
You'd
I
be
think everybody
surprised.
knows who Dr. Dre.
Yeah,
I think
everyone
everybody
knows
knows
who
who Dr.
Dr.
Dre
Dre
is. Snoop Dogg.
They might
You
not
know
know.
Snoop
I
Dogg
think
is.
they might not know him on
They
our
might not
level.
know their music. They might not know all their music. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is this gives people an opportunity to get others to go out and buy more of their stuff. You watch. I guarantee if you go and you watch their albums, see where they're tracking right now, and see where they track after the Super Bowl. Stuff
Well,
that
that's no
hasn't been
different than-
heard
No,
from.
I just don't see
in
why
30
any
years.
of those
That's no different than
stars
Versus.
need to do free shows.
I don't think it's a
I'll
matter
tell
of
you
they
why,
need to do
because
free
Dr.
shows.
Dre's
It's
a
in
billion
LA.
dollar man.
yeah,
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
I think
They need
it's
to.
a pride thing for the people who are coming.
It's-
But minus
it's
Mary
more
J. Mary
of-
J. Blige though, right? She's in it too.
She's not West Coast, but she's
I was
She's
gonna
there.
say she's not
Yeah,
a West Coast
She's
person.
the right. Right.
She's not West Coast. What is she?
No.
she's East Coast.
East.
Where's
East
Yeah,
Coast.
she's from the
Well, so was
east.
Tupac. So was Tupac. If you really want to go that route.
Well,
Yeah.
but
She's
the
more
argument that I'm
affiliated.
making is really when you think about West Coast hip hop, you think about Dre, you think about Snoop, you think about Eminem to a lesser degree, right?
Mm,
Again, a
I don't
Detroit
think about
native.
Eminem as
I don't
West
think about
Coast, but
Eminem.
okay.
I think
Well,
about
But
DJ
you
but
do,
he's tied.
you
He's
do
tied to
because
Dre.
their affiliation. Exactly.
Right.
And that's why Mary J. Blige is involved. Look at her affiliations. Run it. Run the credits.
I'm not arguing with you.
No,
I'm
I
just
know
making-
she's
that's
I know
just my
she's
yeah.
done
Hey,
like work
I
with
It's
them.
gonna be
understand that.
it's gonna be a dancery. Okay, there's gonna be a dancery at the Super Bowl halftime show. You know what it is.
They need to
All
have
right,
DJ
but
Quick there.
I'm glad you said that. That's the only thing I was like, yo, you know who's missing, and they better bring him out because we were
Well, why
talking
not
about who
Ice
they
Cube
think,
then if they're having DJ Quick?
Yep.
and they'll probably have that. I think at the end of the
I
day,
think you're going to
this is
see
getting
quite a
done
few people
in
come
a
out on
celebration
stage.
of LA.
Remember,
You're
the
going to
halftime
see-
show's only like so long. You can't
Yeah,
bring in all those
but
people.
so many of them
Yeah, but
they can just drop 16 as they say 16 bars real quick on anything. These guys all
Yeah.
have stuff that
Like it won't
mingled.
surprise me if they come. It wouldn't surprise me if honestly 50
wanna
Cent came
see-
out just because he's so tight with them too. It
Yeah,
just
I
won't
want to
surprise
see
me.
Corrupt and Daz.
But
I want to see Goldie Lope.
yeah,
I
none
want
of
to see
them
the
are
East
coming out.
Siders.
no.
I want
I
to
don't-
see. I want
don't
to
see
see.
them
I
coming
want to
out.
see DJ Quick. You're gonna see Warren G. I want to see.
You
I
want to see
wanna
High
see
C
Nate
and Sugar
Dogg.
Free?
Bro, you're trying to
I
see
do.
a full
I see
concert.
it.
That's
I
not
do.
Yeah, you
happening.
are. You're trying to
That's
see
not
West
happening
Coast.
in
That's
halftime.
called the West
Bullshit.
Coast All Stars.
Rick, there's
I want-
Rick
I want to see
halftime's only
NWA.
like
Where's MC Ran at?
25 minutes.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. You
I
ain't
wanna-
seen all the
I
people.
want to see. I want to see a Nate
I
Dogg
think he has
hologram.
a pizza
Yeah,
place
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
San Pedro.
You know,
MC
man.
I don't know. I'm
they're
just
doing
kind
this.
of
They're
like
doing this
Suge
for the
Knight.
West Coast, and I appreciate it.
You know where
This
he
means
is.
a lot
He's
to
at
me.
the
Yeah.
LA Twin Towers. Maybe they can
nobody,
get a
nobody
promo.
wants him here.
Yeah, somebody will die if he shows up.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they're
They'll be like, we're
incorporating
all in the same gang now.
Mary J and a couple of East Coasters might be in on this. They don't want to rev up that whole thing again. They don't want to get started again.
what East Coast versus West Coast.
Yeah.
They should
Yeah.
just
Oh,
they should
they're-
just do all their diss songs. That'd be great.
That would really get it going.
That'd be awesome.
No,
I'm here for
this
the
isn't,
violence.
the, this
We
isn't
don't
the
need
audience
that.
for that.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
let's do that. Let's turn it up a notch.
during a halftime performance.
Yeah, exactly. I want some.
Yeah.
Fucking fights. This
This
is
is
have
gonna
a
go-
second half.
This is going to go great for when the LA team wins the Super Bowl also in LA.
When the
shit.
when the
Oh,
Chargers
when,
did
the
it? Are we
when the
saving that for
Rams
Super
beat
Bowl
the
too?
Chargers. Oh, that'd be
Is
the
it a
Super
Ram
Bowl.
Charger Super Bowl would be fantastic for LA.
That would be.
Oh
Would-
man,
would-
I
I
would go
love
buy
it.
a Chargers jersey.
Would there be a lot of people watching still
Oh my goodness.
if it
yes.
was LA versus
well,
LA?
you're right.
I think there
You're
would.
right.
I think there would.
You
I think the
so?
Super Bowl draws a lot
I'd
of people
come out.
regardless.
Because
Hey,
it'd be,
I come out and then
By the way, the
LA
Jets made it
jersey.
close, guys. 27-20.
yeah. Is
They
it
lost,
over now?
but- yeah, they lost.
Oh, yeah.
Falcons won. So,
I was gonna give
by the
you
way,
guys a heads
Matt
up.
Ryan, 5,000 completions.
I told
his
look,
career.
I said a couple
quarterback.
Only the
podcasts ago,
7th quarterback in history.
You guys aren't going to like his numbers, but he has Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
I mean, no, it's just he hasn't won anything. That's fine. He actually infamously lost something, but that's fine. I get it.
Dan Phelps
go,
didn't win.
go into the
anything
hall
either.
for that. Yeah, Dan Pounce didn't win nothing either.
Eric-
Dan Pounce, I would not
Eric
be in my. He
Coryell.
would
I
not be in
always
my-
said Matty Ice was a good quarterback.
Dan Marino.
So is Jameis Winston, but that's cool.
No,
All right.
James Winston ain't.
It's cool.
Dwayne
You
Haskins.
said good. You didn't say great. You said
Good.
good.
We're using that term loosely or relatively. Good.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah, we're using good. Hey,
All right.
I'm working with what you gave me.
Anybody got a final word? Are we
Yeah,
we
be
good to
safe.
close? Go ahead.
Have fun. Pray for a brother so I can get home.
So you can get home.
or fellas, just be ready. I might be pulling up. I don't know when, but I'm like, I don't know. We'll see how this day goes.
Try
All
hitchhiking.
love.
See how that works for
Yo,
you.
hit me up if you need me to come get you.
Man, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's it. Brian, appreciate you for stepping up and stepping in.
Yep.
Appreciate
Yep.
all y'all for joining, man. All
No
love.
problem. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up episode 75. God, 75.
Yeah, man. 75.
Man,
This
75.
one's
Happy
special to me.
anniversary.
About that.
This one's special to me and Ed.
Really?
That's right.
Special to me and Ed.
Right.
Because the year you guys were born.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Oh,
You guys are
yes,
gay.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Guys are
there
Don't
it
be
is.
mad. Don't be
Why?
Brian's
see,
mad because he
oh,
didn't do
trouble
that
now.
last week. with
Hey,
74.
Brian
He
just
just
I
got
wasn't on the
trouble
show.
right now.
I wasn't
Oh,
on the
that's-
show for
there you
74.
go.
But I
LGBTQ
wouldn't have
don't
even
mean
have
that.
gone there. Only,
It's okay.
only you two would go there.
Well, we're from the O. We're from the O.
gay.
We gotta do so much
You're in
better at
trouble
celebrating
now.
these milestones, y'all. We gotta do so much better at celebrating these milestones. This is crazy.
Right.
You're gonna get in trouble now, guys.
Hey,
Jeez.
thanks for rocking with us though. 75 strong. Beautiful.
Yep. All right, man. 75 is in, done. And we'll push on. Come back again next week for episode 76. And hopefully we got some guys back. Luda, heal up.